Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome once again to Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports, live from none other than Randall R. Sadler Stadium here on the campus of Earlham College. We bring you Quakers baseball. Earlham coming in at 8-5 overall, now 3-1 in HCAC play, taking on what I consider a surprise team right now, the Franklin Grizzlies, coming in at 11-6. They too are 3-1 in conference play. It is a battle of first place this weekend. It starts today. A doubleheader coming up tomorrow. The weather, certainly another day where we've had cloudy skies, rainy conditions, and not a good day for baseball. But again, playing on the turf here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, it should be an okay day, but the baseballs could be a little bit wet if we continue to get any rain throughout the rest of the day. Quakers, we mentioned, shutting out Bluffton to make it 3-1 in the HCAC. They shut out Bluffton on Tuesday 7-0. The Grizzlies, they get a 9-8 win over Hanover this past week to put them at 3-1 in conference play. When we come back on the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show, we'll take a closer look at this Franklin baseball team. As I'd mentioned a couple of moments ago, maybe the surprise team right now in the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference. We'll talk about that coming up next. This is Earlham Baseball right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time, which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Are you looking for a quality used car you can trust to take you where you want to go? Stop at Tony's Car Sales at 250 National Road West. Tony's has a top-of-the-line selection of low-mileage, one-owner cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs, all handpicked by Mike and Adrian Parker. Tony's is family-owned with 3 generations and 60 years of experience. Check out their selection at Tony'sCarsales.com or at 250 National Road West. Tony's Car Sales, where honesty, quality, and price sell cars. Back once again on the Scouting Report, brought to you tonight by Harrington Oak Insurance. At Harrington Oak, we spend every day working to make this community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes. They're a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, and whether it's business, personal life, or health, they're there to protect you. Harrington Oak Insurance. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonoak.com, for more information. Franklin, 11-6 on the year, 3-1 in the HCAC. They've won 4 out of their last 5, including their last 2. They're coming off a win over Hanover, that final 9-8. They led 9-1 at one point in that contest before Hanover scored 6 runs in the 7th inning. Franklin finished with just 11 hits, but they made those count. Nate Stonebreaker, the winning pitcher, he finished that ball game at 1-1. Jacob McMain got the save that night. This is a team that's hitting at .297 coming to this one here this afternoon, and they've got some guys who can really stroke the baseball, including one that'll be in the lineup today who hasn't played as much. In the 9 games he has played, he's hitting at .474, and Mitch Schumann, he'll DH this afternoon. Sam Claycamp is hitting at .397. Alec Miz is hitting .392. Jared Smith at .326. Nick Wright at .318. And again, those are the leading guys from a standpoint of batting average. And then Jackson Freed has driven in 14 runs. You add that to Mitch Schumann. This will be a lineup today that Howie Smith will certainly have to be very careful with. On the other side of the ledger in pitching, not the best pitching staff in the HCAC. An ERA of 4.89. We'll see Mitchell Castor today. He's had a good season thus far, 3-1 with an ERA of 1.65 and 32 strikeouts. But we will see, I'm sure, later on as the weekend goes along. their best pitcher in Jordan Clark. We'll talk more about him perhaps maybe tomorrow. But one thing that does stand out about this Franklin team coming into today's contest, the 57 errors they have committed in just 17 games so far this year. We will come back once again on our pregame show. We'll get a chance to give you the starting lineups in just a moment. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. Good to get you caught up quickly on the most recent 2017 HCAC baseball standings going into this weekend. Right now, Franklin and Earlham both at 3-1 in the conference. Transylvania's 3-2. Bluffton, Mount St. Joe, they're both 2-2. Hanover, along with Defiance and Manchester at 2-3, and Anderson and Rose-Hulman both at 1-2 going into this weekend's action. Again, a single game today for this one, a doubleheader coming up tomorrow. Here are the starting lineups now for the Franklin Grizzlies. Again, 11-6 coming in, 3-1 in conference play. Alex Miz will lead things off. He'll be catching. Rare we'll see a catch. In fact, very rare we'll see a catcher leading off here in the HCAC. He's hitting .362, 2 home runs. He has driven in 14. Jared Smith will bat second. He'll be in right field, .326 on the year with 2 home runs and 6 runs driven in. Sam Claycamp will hit third. He'll be at shortstop, .397 with 5 home runs. He has driven in 20. The cleanup hitter is Frank Podkul. Podkul at .302, 2 home runs and 13 runs driven in. He'll be at first base. Batting fifth in left field is Nick Wright at .318 with a home run and 15 runs driven in. Hitting sixth at third base, Jacob Freed at .310, no home runs and 14 RBI. Hitting seventh, the second baseman, is Jordan Clark. Clark at .206, no home runs and 10 runs driven in. Hitting eighth, we mentioned Mitch Schumann a couple of moments ago. Schumann hitting at .475, no home runs and 5 runs driven in. Schumann will be the DH. He'll again bat eighth in the lineup. And then hitting ninth is Tanner Nicholson, .242, with a home run and 6 runs driven in on the season. So once again for Franklin, it's Ms. Smith, Claycamp, Podkul, Wright, Freed, Clark, Schumann, and Nicholson. For the Quakers in game one of this 3-game set, Matt Barger will lead things off. He'll be in left field. Barger, 2 home runs. He has driven in 7, 9 stolen bases on the year. Nate Lynch will bat second in center field. He's now hitting at .412. No home runs and 12 runs driven in. He also has 20 stolen bases on the season. Brennan Laird hitting third at shortstop, hitting at .362, a home run and 17 RBI. He has 11 stolen bases. Eric Elkus, the cleanup hitter, he'll be at first base this afternoon, hitting .357, 4 home runs, and he has driven in 25. The freshman Danny Dopp getting the start at third base. He'll be batting fifth, hitting at .444 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 21. Cody Krumloff, who had the big game just days ago, the 3-run double that really provided the spark offensively for the Quakers in their win on Tuesday. Krumloff again hitting sixth. He'll be catching, now hitting at .316, a home run. He has driven in 17. Isaiah Shake will get the start at DH. He will bat seventh, hitting at .326 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 6. Addison Robertson, the starter at second base, batting eighth, hitting at .222 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 4. And Kendall Baker gets the start again in right field. He'll be batting ninth. Baker hitting at .279, no home runs and 3 runs driven in. He also has 6 stolen bases. Quakers coming to this one today with 58 stolen bases on the season, and the great majority of those coming over, I would say, the last 5 or 6 games. It's the running and hitting of the Quakers. Franklin hoping their pitching will hold up today, their defense will hold up today. They, too, a very good hitting baseball team. It's game 1 of the important 3-game series here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We will come back, get this one underway. We'll talk about the 2 pitchers coming up in just a few moments as well. This is the Farm Bureau Insurance with Kevin Shear pregame show right here, Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you're born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shear.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
We'd like you to know why public power is important to you. In small towns and cities across America, locally owned public power systems like ours represent local people working together to meet local needs. Our only purpose is to provide an essential service at the lowest possible cost. This makes a big difference in rates and service, and all the benefits we produce at home stay at home. Richmond Power and Light, your locally owned electric utility. Together, we make powerful partners. 2 pitchers here this afternoon. We'll start first off with the Franklin pitcher, the right-hander Mitchell Castor. Castor will be making his 7th appearance. It will be his 6th start of the year. Leads the team in innings pitched at 32.2. He's given up 26 hits, 11 runs, 6 earned, 32 strikeouts, and 17 walks. The opposing batting average against him so far this year, just .215. He's 3-1 on the year with an ERA of 1.65. And then Howie Smith, the veteran, going today for the Quakers. This will be his 6th appearance, his 4th start. He has 1 complete game, 24 innings, giving up 33 hits, 14 runs, 13 of those earned. 23 strikeouts and 5 walks coming in. He is now 3-1 with an ERA of 4.81. So 2 pretty good pitchers going here this afternoon. By the way, Earlham is 6-12 against Franklin since joining the HCAC prior to the 2011 season. Quakers won the series over the Grizzlies on the road last year, winning Game 1 9-4, losing Game 2 by a final of 21-18, and then winning the final game 11-5. Earlham is now number 1 in all of Division III baseball in stolen bases per game at 4.50. They're also 9th in scoring at nearly 10 runs per game. Eric Elkis leads the nation individually in RBI per game at 2.33. And Elkis, by the way, 107 career RBI and 20 home runs. He now is 6 RBI and 6 home runs away from setting the career program best in each of those categories. Nate Lynch, 60 stolen bases, just 4 away from also setting the program record. We will come back. I promise we'll get this one underway. Coming up, a cloudy afternoon. We haven't even made it to 50 degrees on this Friday afternoon, but we'll have baseball nonetheless. We'll get the first pitch in just moments right here on Radio Troy Digital Sports. Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Howie Smith taking his warm-up tosses here as we get set for game 1 of 3 at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. We'll talk about Smith again here in just a couple of moments. Again, his numbers may not really be indicative of how he has thrown this year, especially with the ERA is where it is right now, but he got off to a slow start in that first series against Sewanee. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or a midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted the #1 donut in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop and home to the best donuts in town. The only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Game time 4:17 as we're ready to get this one underway here this afternoon. It's Alex Miz followed by Jared Smith and Sam Claycamp. Miz at .362, 2 home runs. He has driven in 14, and Smith. The first pitch on the way is a fastball in there for a strike, and we are underway. Mentioned Howie at 3-1 on the year with an ERA of 4.81, the 24 innings. Right there at the top for the Quakers. This one is lifted down the right side. Kendall Baker is on the run, will make the catch, and there's one away. So Miz trying to go deep in the corner, but the speed in right field by Kendall Baker prevents a base hit, so that'll bring up now Jared Smith.
Number 23, Jared Smith.
Smith at .326, 2 home runs. He has driven in 6. Defensively for the Quakers this afternoon, it's Krumloff behind the plate, Elkis at first, Robertson at second, Laird at short, and Dot down at third. As Smith eyes the sign from the catcher Krumloff, the pitch in there for a strike, and it's 0-1 now to Smith. In the outfield for the Quakers, Barger in left, Lynch in center, Baker in right. Swing and a miss. And Smith quickly behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. Light breeze blowing from left to right here this afternoon. The 0-2 on the way, hit foul. And will stay no balls and 2 strikes. I was mentioning Howie at the beginning of the year. We had a chance to talk with him on Strictly Baseball a couple of weeks ago, and said the one thing he was doing down south was really trying to hurry his game too much. He has slowed that process down quite a bit as that pitch is high and outside. Not a bad waste pitch that time by Smith. But as a senior, would expect him to be able to grasp that aspect, and he did. Hit foul. Good cut that time by Smith. Will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. But today, facing maybe the best lineup he has faced in quite some time. His last time out, though, was a complete game win. This is a Franklin team hitting at .297. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way, hit to the right side. That's going to be a fair ball. Could be extra bases here for Smith. He'll make the turn. Here's the throw by Baker, and he's out at second base. Not even close. Good job by Kendall Baker, the right fielder, and I'll tell you what, one an arm on Baker. And that'll cut Smith down, trying to get himself a double here in the first inning. Nice play again by Kendall Baker in right field.
The shortstop, number 7, Sam Claycamp.
So 2 away, and here is Sam Claycamp. Claycamp at .397. 5 home runs. He has driven in 20. And the pitch by Smith is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Boy, Baker, might be the first time this year we have seen him get a chance to really show off that arm, and he threw a strike to Laird at short. This one is hit deep to left field. Looking up his Barger, it's off the fence. That'll be extra bases as Claycamp sliding into second base. The tag is laid on, and Claycamp able to keep his foot on the bag. So a 2-out double by Claycamp as he took that one off the monster in left field. So that'll bring up Frank Podkol. Podkol at .302 on the year, 2 home runs. He has driven in 13. Here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, again, the fence in left field, the Earlham Monster. 310 down the line, but again, it is about a 30-foot fence that tears down close to where perhaps the left fielder would play on a steady basis. As that pitch high and outside, snap throw down to second, not in time. So a runner at second base, 1 ball, no strikes. It's .375 in the alleys, .390 in dead center, and then .325 down the right field line. 2 away here in the bottom, or I should say top of the first inning, is Smith into the stretch and the pitch, and it's in there for a strike. So we've already seen now a good defensive play by Baker and right, and then Claycamp nearly got the ball out of his ballpark. The stretch by Smith and the pitch on the way, low and away. And the count will now go to 2 balls and a strike. This is not a team, speaking of Franklin, they're not going to run a whole lot. Only 20 stolen bases coming into this one here this afternoon. They do have 14 home runs as a team, so they can hit the long ball. Smith will check the runner at second. The pitch on the way to the plate. Ground ball back to Smith. He'll snag and then throw on to first, and that'll do it for the Grizzlies here in the top of the first inning. We head to the bottom half of inning number 1. It's Franklin nothing, Earlham coming to bat. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey Chuck, where you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for like the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto in business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
By the way, today's broadcast brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week, you can get a different 6-inch sub with no artificial flavors or colors, just $3.50. It's Friday, it's the tuna. Saturday, the Black Forest ham. And then Sunday, the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway. Eat fresh. Quakers will go with Barger, Lynch, and Laird, as we generally see at the top of the order, and they'll be up against a pretty good right-hander so far this year.
Welcome to the campus of Earlham College.
Mitchell Castor, 3-1 with an ERA of 1.65. 32 strikeouts. The one area you might look at, 17 walks. Well, Matt Barger will lead things off. Matt's certainly doing his job at the top of that order. Wants to get that batting average up a little bit, 298. And the first pitch on the way is a fastball just outside 1-0. Coach Sakasitz told me before the game that this is a staff that will really bring the baseball. They've got some velocity. There's another fastball, popped him up. The catcher, Miz, and then the pitcher coming over. It'll be Castor to make the catch, and there's one away. That'll bring up Nate Lynch. Now, the one thing you'll see already in Castor is he works out of the stretch.
Center fielder, number 2, Nate Lynch.
It is very rare that you'll see a starting pitcher work out of the stretch, but that's what's going to happen here this afternoon for Mitchell Castor. Here's the pitch on the way. Bunt laid down third base side. Free charging. Castor coming off, and that'll be a bunt single by Nate Lynch. So the Quakers have a man on now here in the bottom of the first inning. Head coach Steve Sakasitz is coming out. I'm not sure what his discussion is with the home plate umpire. But it doesn't appear that they're bringing Nate Lynch back or anything like that, so I'm not sure what that discussion would have been about, or did they call him out? They must have said that he stepped out of the batter's box or stepped on the plate, one of the two, so then Lynch is not on. And there's 2 away.
At that, the shortstop, number 17, Brennan Laird.
So the Quakers will bring Brennan Laird to the plate with 2 away, and the fastball is just inside, 1 ball, no strikes. Laird, 362, a home run. He has driven in 17. Castor once again into the stretch and the pitch, and that breaking ball is low. 2 balls, no strikes. Miz behind the plate, Potkill at first, Clark at second, Claycamp is at short, Freed is at third. In the outfield for Franklin, it's right and left, Nicholson in center, and Smith in right. The 2-0 pitch on the way, popped him up to the right side. The first baseman, Potkill, giving it a look, and he will run out of room. 2 balls and a strike now to Brennan Laird, the senior shortstop. Laird back in as Castor gets the sign. Here's the stretch once again, and the pitch on the way, just outside, and didn't miss by a whole lot. 3-1. Well, you can tell Castor does have some movement on that fastball, and he also has some velocity as well. Here's your 3-1 pitch. Popped him up. And let's see who's going to get this one. On the right side, there's the first baseman coming on. That's Potkill to make the catch. And that'll do it for the Quakers here in the first inning. It appeared it might be perhaps a promising start once Lynch got on base, but they said he was out, so the Quakers end up in a 1-2-3 inning. After 1 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994. There is one thing for sure in my life, I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com. We head inning number 2 here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. It'll be Nick Wright, Jacob Freed, and Jordan Clark. Wright at 318, a home run he has driven in 15. And the senior Howie Smith set to go to work once again. The late kick and the pitch, and the fastball stays up high, 1-0. We'll be back here tomorrow in a scheduled doubleheader. Here's the 1-0 pitch in there for a strike. Just a reminder, tomorrow will begin at noon and probably around 3:30, 3:45 are the two game times tomorrow. The 1-1 pitch on the way in there for strike 2. Then after the matchup against Bluffton on April 4th, we won't see this team back in town until April 25th. Here's your 1-2 pitch on the way, just outside, 2-2. Other than the long 39-game road trip we had a couple of seasons ago, here's the break-even pitch on the way, hit hard toward the shortstop, Laird on one hop deep in the hole, the long throw to first in time. Laird showing the strength of his arm to get that first out, and that'll bring up Jacob Freed. Freed at .310, no home runs, he's driven in 14.
At bat, the third baseman, number 16, Jackson Freed.
What do you think about that road trip from April 7th clear through April 22nd? I was mentioning that's probably close to 3-4 years ago. Here's the pitch on the way where McBride Stadium was dealing with some issues where the Quakers used to play. And then they had a lot of bad weather that spring, and Earlham was on the road for 39 in a row. Here's the pitch in there for a strike. 1-1 now to Freed, the number 6 hitter. Smith so far, good rhythm, the right-hander. Set to throw, gets the sign again from Krumloff, and the breaking ball hit well but foul down the left field line. Freed jumping all over that pitch. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Doesn't seem to be much of a break through the first 6 hitters now for Franklin. Maybe that'll change a little bit here with Jordan Clark up next, but then we mentioned Schumann and the year he is having, but again, it's been in a limited appearance so far. Hit to right field, that's going to be a base hit. 1 hopper to Kendall Baker, and Freed with a 1-out single. And that'll bring up Jordan Clark. Clark at .206, no home runs. He is driven in 10. This will give the Grizzlies a left-handed hitter in their lineup. 3 base hits now by the Grizzlies. By the way, Howie, one of his wins this year, gave up 15 hits at Rose and still ended up getting the win. Good cut and a foul ball by Clark. Very few left-handers so far in this lineup by Franklin. Looking to move to 4-1 as the throw to first. We talked about statistically, this is not a team that'll run a lot, but they will if they get an opportunity in the right situation. Only 20 stolen bases. They're led by Jordan Clark, the guy at the plate with 6. Pitch on the way, and it's low for a ball. Only Howie working so far, though we have a very limited sample to this point, the Clay Camp double, but he has pretty much stayed ahead of the hitters here in the first couple of innings. Swing and a miss, and a big cut by Clark. Now 1-2. Fans may remember Clark out of Connorsville. Played for the Spartans during his high school baseball career. The stretch again by Smith, and a swing and a miss. And Clark will strike out for out number 2. That's a pretty good pitch. That pitch was out of the zone. And so 2 away, and that'll bring up now Mitch Schumann.
Hitter number 42, Mitch Schumann.
Schumann is out of Sunman, Indiana. Of course, that East Central High School down in the St. Leon area. Is that pitch in there for a strike? And Schumann's number is very impressive at .474, but he's only played in 9 games, 19 at-bats so far this year. The pitch by Smith caught the outside corner for strike number 2, and once again Howie able to get out in front of the hitters. 2 away here in the top of inning number 2. Still no score as Smith works into the stretch. The late kick and the pitch. He comes up high. Another pretty good pitch that time. Nothing for Schumann to hit. Keeping it out of the strike zone, and perhaps maybe you can get him swinging at a high fastball. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Short lead at first. Here's the pitch on the way. It's outside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I know the scouting report, if you're a Franklin Grizzly fan, is can you run on Krumloff? And generally the case is no. He has thrown out tons of runners this year. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, grounded back up the middle. Laird will field and step on the bag, and that'll do it for the Grizzlies here in the top of inning number 2. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers, you know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Now we head to the bottom of the second inning. Eric Elkis. Mention Elkis right now leads the nation individually in RBI per game at 2.33. So Elkis will step up his first look at the right-hander Castor, and we're talking about power and power going here as that fastball is up high, 1 ball, no strikes. Elkis, 357, 4 home runs. He has driven in 25. The stretch and the pitch, and that one's in there for a strike. It's Elkis, Dopp, and Krumloff here in the bottom of inning number 2. I have a feeling this may not be a high-scoring game, at least the way we're going right now. That's a nice breaking pitch, a 12-6 curveball right there. That falls in for a strike, and Elkis now behind at 1-2. Elkis continues to climb the career ladder in home runs and RBI. There's another breaking pitch. This time, that 12-6 curveball did not break, and the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, you make a mistake here, and Elkis gets a hold of one of those. You leave it out over the plate. He'll make sure that that one is deposited in left field. There's a swing and a miss. Got him on a low pitch. And Elkis will strike out for out number 1 here in the second inning.
Now batting the third baseman, number 7.
Here's Danny Dopp. Dopp right now, the numbers he is putting up certainly would be in consideration for the HCAC Freshman of the Year. As Castor's first pitch, there's that curveball again in there for a strike. Danny coming in at .444 on the year, no home runs. He has driven in 21. Again, Castor set to throw, and there's that breaking pitch. Low and outside, the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. A pitch more of a slider, maybe a slurve on that one. He has shown us already that Castor can throw that 12-6 curveball. This time had a little sharper break to the outside. 1-1 pitch on the way, this time the fastball, low and outside, 2-1. Earlham still looking for their first base hit after the Nate Lynch bunt single was taken away. The 2-1 delivery on the way in their first strike. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Outfield straight away for the right-handed hitting Danny Dopp. Castor gets the sign, the pitch. And there's a breaking ball, tag laid on. 2 straight strikeouts now for Castor. And 2 away here for Krumloff.
With 2 outs, now batting the catcher, number 5.
Cody at 316, a home run. He has driven in 17. Well, so far we've seen a pretty good fastball. We've seen a slider. We've also seen the 12-6 curveball. We've seen a changeup. There's another fastball hit foul. So Castor has already brought out his arsenal in full force in the first inning and 2/3. That was a pretty good cut that time by Cody Krumloff. The veteran catcher back in. Here's the stretch and the pitch, and a fastball just outside. What would be encouraging if you're Castor, the right-hander, he's missing on the outside with that fastball, but not missing by a whole lot. Here's your 1-1 pitch. It's up high, 2-1. Castor out of Indianapolis. The 2-1 delivery on the way, and that one just low. 3 balls and a strike. This is the first time he's had a 3-ball count in the first 6 hitters he has faced. Castor gets the sign from Miz. Here's the pitch. And this fastball right down the middle for a strike. And we're going to go full count for the first time on an Earlham hitter. Krumloff, that huge 3-run double in the Quakers' 7-0 win last time here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. The stretch again by Castor, the lay kick and the pitch, and that one just off the end of the bat, got a piece of it, and that may have also got a piece of the catcher. Three balls and 2 strikes once again to Krumloff. Boy, Barger, Lynch, Laird, Elkis, Krumloff, that senior class, they have been through some big games over their 4 years. Another big one and another big series here as that pitch outside, and Quakers have a man on here in the 2nd inning. Here's Isaiah Shake.
Stepping up to the plate, the designated hitter, number 33, Isaiah Shake.
Shake at 326, no home runs. He has driven in 6. And I'm sure he really appreciates the walk-up music. Now the Quakers a man on. That is Krumloff. Krumloff, no stolen bases attempted this year, so I'm sure Castor will just go to work on the hitter. The stretch by the right-hander, and he tries to break off that curveball again and misses high. And he had a pretty good series against Elkis with his curveballs, but the last couple he has thrown have been a little bit high, not able to snap those off. Of course, a cold day. This one popped up and foul and go out of play as the catcher Miz will give it a look. A day like today, when you're looking at temperatures staying in the high 40s, low 50s, and you have that breeze going, you've had the rain throughout the last couple of days, and including on my way to the ballpark today, had a little bit of a light rain. Grip of the baseball be different for a pitcher. The stretch once again, and the 1-1 pitch is up high. 2 balls and a strike. Earlham so far has not had a really good day weather-wise baseball. They've had some fair days, but nothing really to get into so far. This one's popped up. Shallow center field going out as the second baseman Clark. That's going to fall in for a base hit. 3 Grizzly players converge on it. None of them able to get to it as Nicholson, Smith, and Clark all come together. And that'll be a blue base hit by Isaiah Shake. And now the Quakers have runners at first and third.
At the second baseman, number 31, Addison Robertson.
They'll give Krumloff credit. He didn't fall asleep down at first base. He was taking off on the crack of the bat, and he was at third base by the time that ball hit. Addison Robertson will step to the plate. And now we'll see the catcher Miz go out and talk with Castor. There is no one throwing in the Earlham bullpen right at the moment. 2 away here in the bottom half of inning number 2. Robertson at 222 on the year. No home runs. He has driven in 4. And what an opportunity right here for Robertson to give the Quakers their first run of the ball game. Robertson, an Indianapolis native, as is Castor. The pitch on the way is a fastball in there for a strike. Earlham looking to strike first as we play here in the bottom of the second inning. Castor checks the runner at first, the stretch. After a long set, the breaking pitch in there for a strike. They will not throw down, and they don't bite the bait that time as Isaiah Shake kind of hesitated before he got to the bag, hoping maybe they would throw through. Quakers have done that many times and have had success, but now the count, no balls, 2 strikes with runners at second and third. The stretch again by Castor. The pitch on the way is a fastball popped up to the right side, and this one will go out of play. So we will stay at 0-2 now to Robertson. Robertson again in that familiar number 8 hole here tonight. Castor trying to get out of trouble, again with runners at second and third. The stretch by the right-hander and the breaking pitch stayed inside. There's that curveball again. And he misses high and inside. He has just not been able to get that consistently across the plate so far, though again he had that success against Elkis and Dopp. The 1-2 pitch on the way is a fastball, and that's hit foul to the right. Good cut there by Robertson. And we will stay at 1 ball and 2 strikes. Kendall Baker on deck. Castor gets the sign as he works set. And the pitch on the way, and there's that curveball, and he hits it foul. Again, Robertson able to battle here in the second inning. And it's always good news. The more you can make that starter throw, the more likely you can to get him out of the ball game and work on the bullpen. The stretch again by Castor. The pitch on the way, and that breaking ball lands in front of Robertson, and the home plate umpire says he went around, and here comes Steve Sakasitz. I didn't think he went around. But that's going to be a strikeout of Robertson, and the Quakers are going to leave 2 men on base here in the second inning. Already a couple of tough calls going against the Quakers. We will head to the third. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, no score. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports. At Richmond Power and Light, we're committed to Richmond. We've been a part of this community for over 114 years. We're not part of some big energy conglomerate, and we don't answer to out-of-town stockholders. Instead, we are accountable to you. And just like you, we want what's best for our hometown. That means you can count on us to provide reliable electricity at low rates. We are Richmond Power and Light, your hometown electric utility, building Richmond a better tomorrow.
Injured athletes can be evaluated at Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond. Request a same-day or next-day appointment to be evaluated by medical professionals who specialize in strains, sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, concussions, and other sports-related orthopedic issues. Call 935-8905. That's 935-8905. Or request an appointment online at reedortho.org. Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond.
We ended the third, and no score here in the matchup between the two leaders in the HCAC. Both teams at 3-1, and right now runs may be at a premium here tonight. Coach Sakasitz came out to argue the strikeout call of Addison Robertson, and I'm not sure anyone, at least here in the press box, saw him go around, but the home plate umpire said that he apparently did so. Here is Alex Miz. It'll take that back. Tanner Nicholson at the bottom of the order. Nicholson at 242, a home run he's driven in 6. And Howley's first pitch popped up to the right side. And they will collide, and the ball is dropped. Robertson stepped in front of the first baseman, Elkis, and it falls foul. So Nicholson will get another chance to step to the plate, and hopefully this one doesn't come back and haunt the Quakers. A little bit of miscommunication there between Robertson and Elkis. So now Smith with the pitch, and the fastball in there for strike two. Howie looking in, gets the sign from Krumloff. The pitch on the way, and he misses low, 1-2. How many times you'll see a mistake made like that where a ball should have been caught, and it comes back to haunt you at some point. Here's the wind and the 1-2 delivery on the way. This one's hit well into left center field. Barger going back on it. He won't get to this one as that one goes off the fence. Heading to second base will be Nicholson with a double, and that's exactly what we just talked about right there. So Nicholson gets extra life, and what does he do? He comes back and doubles. Second double of the ball game now for the Grizzlies. And here is Alex Miz at the top of the order.
Alex Miz.
362 coming in. He's 0 for 1. He flew out his first time up. And now the Grizzlies have a man on here in the third inning. Their fourth base hit. Howie will check the runner, and the pitch on the way is a strike. The throw down to second goes into center field. Advancing is Nicholson. No, he'll stay there. Good backup there by Nate Lynch to make sure he doesn't get to third base. But Nicholson, I think if he gets up in time, he's able to get down to third base. No balls and a strike now to the leadoff hitter, Alex Miz. So you drop the foul ball, and Nicholson doubles, and a chance now to give Franklin the early lead. The stretch by Howie, the pitch on the way is an off-speed pitch inside. And it caught the corner, 0-2. Nice pitch by Howie Smith. That looked more like a changeup that time by Smith. Nicholson the lead down at second. The stretch by Smith. And he will turn, and no advancement by Laird or Robertson towards second. Now this is up to the shortstop Laird to decide whether he's going to come over and make the play, not Robertson, the second baseman. Here's the 0-2 pitch up high. Here's where Howie has to be very careful. Miz, Smith, Claycamp, Podkol, and Wright, these guys can hit the baseball. Again, Nicholson, the lead down at second base. The pitch on the way is in the dirt. Krumloff able to block it. We will talk time and have for the entire career of Cody Krumloff, the value that he brings defensively, and how many times he will stop a wild pitch. It's amazing what he can do also with his arm. Here's the break-even pitch on the way, hit foul. Good cut there by Miz, the leadoff hitter. I don't know if the team itself would keep any kind of statistic on what Krumloff has done behind the plate to potentially stop runs from scoring, stolen bases, and certainly wild pitches. The break even on the way again, and that will be popped foul by Miz as he just gets a bat on it this time. Cal will stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Nicholson again at second base. Still no outs here in the top of the third inning. As Smith set to go to work, and the pitch on the way is hit to the right side. That'll get through for a base hit. Advancing to third is Nicholson. He'll hold up there. And Miz with a base hit. And now the Grizzlies have something going here in the third inning with runners at first and third and no outs. Here's Jared Smith.
With runners on the corners, now batting the right fielder, number 23, Jared Smith.
Smith tried to stretch a single into a double back in the first inning, was thrown out by Kendall Baker in right field. Now Howie trying to get out of trouble here in the third, and that pitch is outside, 1-0. Nicholson at third, Miz at first. The stretch by Smith and the pitch, missing low and outside once again. 2 balls, no strikes. And really for the first time now, we've seen Howie pitching behind in the count, had success staying ahead of hitters in the first 2 innings. Now struggling a little bit here in the third. There's a fastball in there for a strike. Smith was not going to swing until he saw Howie Smith, speaking of Jared Smith, was not going to swing until he saw a strike. Here's the 2-1 delivery on the way, and that's in there for strike 2. And that's a pretty good pitch right there that Jared Smith let go by. Now do you send Miz? He's a catcher, not a lot of speed down at first. I would find it highly unlikely that he would be going anywhere right at the moment. And this one hit foul. Waiting on the breaking pitch was Jared Smith and got just a piece of it. Good patience that time by Smith at the plate. And we'll stay at 2 balls and 2 strikes. We saw the Quakers try to get on the board in the last half inning. This time it's Franklin. Popped him up. Shortstop Laird is coming in. He will make the catch, and that's a big out right there of Jared Smith. So 1 away now for Clay Camp.
With 1 out, now batting number 7, Sam Claycamp.
Claycamp doubled his first time up. Was left stranded at second back in the first inning. Now this guy is nearly a 400 hitter, so again Howie knows he has to be careful here. And the first pitch is a fastball up high, 1-0. We've seen Alex Miz down at first base a couple of times bluff like he was going to take off, but he is going nowhere. At some point, maybe Krumloff might take a look down that way. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. It's high and outside. We've seen Krumloff snap throw to any base. 2 balls, no strikes now to Clay Camp. 5 home runs. He has driven in 20. The stretch again by Smith. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for strike number 1. So 2-1 now to Clay Camp. We saw Smith get up 2-0. Clay Camp doing the same and didn't swing on the 2-1 pitch. That breaking ball comes inside and hits him. So now the bases are loaded. Clay Camp will take one for the team and head on down to first, and that'll bring up Podkul. Well, still a ground ball here can get you out of the inning.
Loaded at bat for first baseman number 34, Frank Podkul.
0 for 1 is Podkul. After grounding back to Smith in the first inning. Bases are loaded now for Franklin here in the top of the third inning. The stretch and the pitch on the way is a fastball in there for a strike. This will be huge either way for Howie Smith. The stretch and the pitch on the way is outside. That'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Nicholson at third, Miz at second, Clay Camp at first. Howie gets the sign again from Krumloff. The pitch on the way, right down the middle, and a swing and a miss by Podkul. And 1-2. Boy, you feel really good if you can get this guy right here and go to work on Nick Wright. Howie into the stretch, and the pitch is hit to right field, and Baker cannot get to it. That'll fall in. Nicholson will score. Miz rounding third. They're going to wave him in, and the throw on the way to the plate goes past Krumloff, and backing it up is Howie Smith, and Franklin gets on top of this one, 2-0, as Podkul advancing down to second base as well on the throw to the plate. So Podkul does his job. And Franklin gets the early lead 2-0. Still just one away here in the third, and here's Nick Wright.
And then number 25, Nick Wright.
Wright grounded out his first time up. Well, the Quakers will play from behind once again here this afternoon. Here's the stretch by Smith and the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. Runners at second and third. Smith with the pitch, and it's a breaking ball high and inside. And that'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Howie gets the sign from Krumloff, comes into the stretch and the pitch, and a swing and a miss. Right with a big cut. Claycamp and Podkel on base, and now time is called. We'll see Wright head on down and talk with his third base coach. Still just one away here in the third. Boy, you look back at that drop foul ball when Nicholson was at the plate, and it has basically all led to this because it gave Nicholson a chance to hit one more time, and he doubled, and he comes around and scores. The stretch and the pitch on the way, swing and a miss, big strikeout of Wright, and boy, I tell you what, did Howie Smith need that. There's 2 away. So with 2 outs, that'll bring up Jacob Freed. Freed singled
the third baseman, number 16,
in the second inning, 1 for 1. And now 2 away, and the Quakers defensively in the outfield will play him straight away. The pitch by Smith, it popped him up, center field. Lynch coming over, and he will camp under it and make the catch, and that'll do it. It could have been worse, but the Quakers give up 2 runs here in the top of inning number 3 in the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It's Franklin 2, Earlham nothing. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports.
The last time I was in for service at Best One, I let Roger know my brakes were squeaking. So they checked them out, and Roger told me it was just a little moisture. Not to worry. Everything was fine. Well, that was just the reassurance I needed. I trust the team at Best One, just like I trust my own dad.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark. At Best One Tire and Service, we only fix what needs to be fixed. When your car or truck leaves our shop, the service you request will be done right. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Tonight's broadcast brought to you in part by Jason Wise of Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group. He has an idea for an alternative fundraiser for your school, group, or nonprofit. If you list, buy, or refer a customer and mention this promotion, he'll donate 10% of what he makes on that transaction to the school, group, or nonprofit of your choice in your name. Tell your friends, family, colleagues to mention this offer, and when listing with Jason Wise at Better Homes and Gardens First Realty Group, give him a call at 969-30-400. Kendall Baker will lead things off for the Quakers here in the bottom of the third. It's Baker, Barger, and Lynch, and the pitch by Castor is a fastball in there for strike 1. Kendall coming in at 279. The right-hander set to throw, and this one's going to be hit to the left side. Coming over will be the left fielder Wright. He'll make the catch, and there's one away. Here's Barger.
Stepping up to the plate, number 20, Matt Barger.
Barger popped up his first time up back in the first inning. And so far, Castor, other than the trouble he got into in the second inning, he has had command of this one so far as that pitch is outside, 1-0. Six hits now for Franklin. The Quakers just won thus far, and that fastball outside, 2 balls and no strikes. The pivotal first game of the 3-game set. This one popped up. Shallow left field. Coming in will be right. Also the center fielder Nicholson will come over. He'll make the catch. There's 2 away. So Nicholson coming a long way to get that baseball. And here's Nate Lynch with 2 outs.
At bat, number 2, Nate Lynch.
Lynch 0 for 1. Everyone thought he had that bunt single in the first inning. The home plate umpire said he stepped out of the batter's box on that bunt attempt. And that pitch is high and inside, 1-0. That was the first of the really 2 tough calls we have seen thus far that have not gone Earlham's way. Third baseman Freed will come in a few steps. That pitch is low and inside, 2-0. There's undoubtedly certainly when you look at Kendall Baker, his ability to bunt, we've seen that with Barger and Nate Lynch. They all can bunt their way on, so you got to be very careful as that one is hit foul. 2 balls and a strike. Nate at .412, one of 2 hitters over .400 for Earlham so far. Ground ball back up the middle. Claycamp behind the bag, strong throw. Did he get him? No. Infield base hit by Lynch. And if you hesitate just a little bit, Lynch will beat it out, and he did right there. So now the Quakers have their best base stealer on base here in the 3rd inning, and here's Brennan Laird.
At bat, the shortstop, number 17, Brennan Laird.
Laird 0 for 1. A lot of teams would really hesitate to run down 2-0 at some point, but not Earlham. They'll get Lynch going, I'm sure. 20 stolen bases on the year. The stretch by Castor. And he will hesitate a little bit before throwing, and the pitch is high and inside, 1-0. 20 of 24 on the year. The stretch by Castor. And the 1-0 pitch on the way is a fastball right down the middle for a strike. Well, you'll play a little cat and mouse right here. Castor will hesitate a little bit more. He might pitch a little bit faster, kind of depending on what he feels he can do to slow things down at first base. And now throw to first. Tag laid on by Podkel, not in time. Lynch with 20 stolen bases, Laird with 11. And he'll be jumping around down at first base, the stretch. And again a throw to first, not in time. And I would imagine they'll give Lynch the opportunity to take an extra step down at first base. He has been back in both times pretty easily. Castor checks the runner, gets the sign from Miz. Here's the stretch. And after a delay, throw to first again, and they got him this time. I thought the throw was a little bit high, but they're going to say no. They get Lynch at first base. Now, wait a minute. Home plate umpire has apparently overruled it. So hold your horses right here. They're bringing the Grizzlies back out as the home plate umpire apparently said no, he did not get the tag laid on in time. So the Quakers catch a break. So that's the first controversial call we've seen against Franklin here tonight. So far it's 2 for Earlham, 1 for Franklin. So now can the Quakers take advantage 1 ball and 1 strike. The stretch again by Castor. And a throw to first. Tag laid on. You very rarely see a home plate umpire, unless they make an appeal of some kind, overrule the field umpire the way he did right there. Still 1 ball and 1 strike to Laird. The pitch on the way. Runner takes off. The throw down to second, not in time, and he stays on the bag. Though Clark thought maybe he got him on the tag when he slid by, but that'll be a stolen base by Nate Lynch. 2 balls and a strike now to Laird. And now the Quakers have a runner in scoring position. Will we see Earlham take advantage? Much like what we saw Franklin did in the top of this inning. Castor works into the stretch. Checks the runner and the pitch on the way. Caught the outside corner for strike 2. Two balls and 2 strikes now to Brennan Laird. Boy, guessing game right here. What do you come with? I wouldn't imagine we'd see that 12-6 curveball from Castor and try to make it 3-2. He has struggled in the curveball department, and I think he tried to snap it off that time a little bit closer, but he misses high 3-2, and that's where he's been missing lately, is up high. And now a full count to Brennan Laird. Quakers down 2-0 here in the bottom of the 3rd inning. 3 balls and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, hit well into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. It's extra bases as Lynch will round third. He will score, and Laird, a stand-up double at second base. He drives in the Quakers' first run, and Earlham now trails this one 2-1. Well, how about that? You have the home plate umpire overrule the potential pickoff of Nate Lynch down at first base, and it has come back now to haunt the Grizzlies and benefit the Quakers. And here's Eric Elkis. Franklin, of course, had the Nicholson double after the drop ball between Robertson and Elkis in foul territory. He doubles, and Franklin comes back. They score 2 runs. So it has gone both ways. The stretch by Castor, a check of the runner, and the pitch is a breaking ball in there for a strike. Elkis struck out his last time up. So now for the Quakers, the tying run, and Brennan Laird down at second base. Here's the 0-1. Runner takes off. This one popped up and foul. And we have seen Brennan Laird do that time and time again. So now Elkis behind in the count of no balls and 2 strikes. Nate Lynch with his 21st stolen base scores the first run for Earlham. Let's see if Elkis can drive in another one right here and tie this ball game. The pitch way outside. Well, you really like a pitcher like a Castor who's not going to lay one across the plate like that. Your head 0-2. You might get the big right-hander Elkis going after a bad pitch out of the strike zone. That's why we call him a waste pitch. Swing and a miss, and that'll do it for Elkis as he is struck out for the second time. And the Quakers will pick up a run here in the bottom of the 3rd. We head to the 4th on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. It's Franklin 2, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Hi, this is Troy Dargowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond.
Fight, fight, inner light. Graduation's in plain sight. Is it true? You're almost through? Your Alumni Council is here for you. Learn more about the Earlham Alumni Council and how we can help at earlham.edu/alumni.
Number 12, Jordan Clark.
We will head to the fourth inning. It'll be Clark, Schumann, and Nicholson. Grizzlies on top, 2-1. Clark struck out his only time up in the second inning against the right-hander Howie Smith. Very dark afternoon. We're only at 5:15, and seems like a lot later with a heavy cloud cover here in Richmond this afternoon. Smith with the first pitch on the way, grounded to the right side. Elkus diving. Smith is going to have to come over. High throw by the second baseman Robertson, and everybody is safe. They'll give Clark a base hit. Would have been interesting to see if Robertson makes a good throw, if that would have been an out of Clark, but now it'll be Schumann.
Number 42, Mitch Schumann.
7 hits now by the Grizzlies. Schumann reached on a fielder's choice in the second inning. The pitch on the way is popped up, shallow center, and coming in will be the center fielder Lynch. He can't get to it. It'll fall in for a base hit. Boy, Laird was going out, Robertson going out, Lynch coming in, and neither of the three could get to it. So now back-to-back base hits, and here's Nicholson. 8 hits now for the Grizzlies. Nicholson again doubled and scored in the third inning. So once again, Franklin threatening for the second straight inning. 3 out of the 4 innings, they have had runners in scoring position. The pitch on the way, the bunt attempt, throw down to second, and the tag laid on, not in time by Laird. Good snap throw that time by the catcher Krumloff. Nicholson behind in the count of no balls and a strike. Clearly Nicholson trying to sacrifice the 2 runners. He'll talk with his third base coach. Awful close to getting his runner, Clark, thrown out down at second base. Elkus will play in front of the runner at first. The stretch once again by Smith, and he will turn and look the runner back at second. This time Robertson made the move over. A few of umbrellas now starting to come out as we get some light rain here in Richmond. We thought maybe as dark as it was getting that we might see something, as here's the pitch going by Krumloff. It went over the head of Nicholson, and the runners will advance. So 1 ball and 1 strike now to Nicholson. He doesn't have to worry about sacrificing this time. Brendan Laird saying something to Howie Smith. Still no outs here in the 4th inning. The pitch in there for a strike. No activity so far in that Earlham bullpen. Well, you almost get the feeling at some point, Franklin, the way it's going, at least in the 3rd and now 4th innings, they may break this one wide open. Smith with the pitch, ground ball to Laird. Laird will make the play down at third. They'll tag the runner out there. Run will score. So Schumann is thrown out. Score that one 6-5 for the first out. Nicholson will reach on the fielder's choice. And Clark scoring the game's third run. And one away here in the fourth inning. So runner down at first, and that'll bring up Alex Miss. 1 for 2, a run scored. Popped him up to the right side. Baker waiting for it, and he will make the catch for 2 outs here in the fourth. Second time that Miss has flown out to right field, and that'll bring up Jared Smith.
With 2 away, now batting number 23, Jared Smith.
Smith singled back in the first inning, flew out in the third. Grizzlies on top of this one, 3-1. Howie into the stretch, and the pitch on the way is swung on and missed, and Smith, that speaking of Jared Smith, loses his bat. That one sails very close to the backstop, and we mentioned again we're getting a little bit of light mist here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Don't get enough pine tar. That pine tar mixing with the rain that you might be getting, it's probably hard to hold on to the bat. Smith back in. Howie Smith set to throw. Runner at first. The stretch and the throw to first not in time. Well, hopefully one of these days we'll see this weather pattern break and get some dry weather and some temperatures into the 70s where we'd love them to be. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul. No balls and 2 strikes. What our luck will be is it'll happen when the Quakers take off April 7th, and we won't see them back, as we mentioned, until April 22nd. That's a 2-week period. We'll probably have temperatures in the 70s, beautiful weather, and we won't get a chance to do baseball. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the pitch on the way, popped him up foul. 2 away here in the fourth inning. It's been a long third and fourth inning for right-hander Howie Smith. He has thrown a lot of pitches in these 2 innings. 8 hits again by the Grizzlies. Smith ready to throw the pitch on the way, high and outside. Well, Howie he's a workhorse. He's an innings eater, a guy that'll stay out there as long as he possibly can. 1 ball and 2 strikes. The pitch on the way, popped up foul again. We'll stay at 1-2. And if you're Franklin, then just like any lineup, you want to get that starter out of there if you can, and they're hoping they can make Howie throw a ton of pitches here early and get to that Earlham bullpen, which, needless to say, has been a struggling unit at times this year. Here's your 1-2 delivery on the way, bouncing in front of Krumloff, and boy, Cody keeping his shoulders square and that ball right in front of him. There's not a ton of room behind home plate. We mentioned when the Quakers used to play at McBride Stadium, they had all kinds of room at that old ballpark, built back in the 1930s. But this one here, there's not a whole lot of room. If a ball gets by Krumloff, you can advance, but you're not going to take 2 bases. Runner takes off. The 2-2 pitch is outside. No throw. So now the Grizzlies have a runner in scoring position. Better put that other out up there. There are 2 outs here in the fourth inning. The payout pitch on the way, popped him up, foul again. Good cut. Once again by Jared Smith. By the way, Nicholson will get credit for that stolen base. Jared Smith coming in at .326. A freshman out of Frankfort, Indiana. Here's the pitch by Howie, and Jared, good job battling that one as he fouls it away. Anything close, you have to be up there swinging the bat, and that's exactly what Jared Smith did. You look up and down their roster, I think they only have 2 players that are not from the state of Indiana. So Franklin really recruits heavily in Indiana. Here's the payout pitch again, hit well into the gap. That is going to be caught, though, by Barger on the run. Nice job by Barger and a well-hit ball by Jared Smith. And that looked like trouble when it left his bat, but a good job by Barger, able to run that one down. And the Quakers will hold Franklin to 1 run here in the 4th inning. We head to the bottom half of inning number 4 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin on top of this one, 3-1.
Injured athletes can be evaluated at Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond. Request a same-day or next-day appointment to be evaluated by medical professionals who specialize in strains, sprains, fractures, knee and shoulder injuries, concussions, and other sports-related orthopedic issues. Call 935-8905. That's 935-8905. Or request an appointment online at reedortho.org. Reed Orthopedic Center, 1400 Highland Road in Richmond.
Well, today's broadcast brought to you in part by Harrington Hoke Insurance. At Harrington Hoke, they spend every day working to make our community better, safer, and more enjoyable because their focus is on insurance, and that's it. They're on top of industry changes and are a one-stop shop for all your insurance needs, whether it's business, personal, life, or health. That's why when it comes to protecting you and what's important to you, Harrington Hoke insures it. Give them a call at 962-9502 or go to their website, harringtonhoke.com, for more information.
Number 7, Danny Dopp.
Here's Danny Dopp, a strikeout victim back in the 2nd. Light rain continues to fall here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. And for Castor, the right-hander, has given up just 2 base hits so far and opens up with a strike against Dopp. Lynch has a single, Laird a double. Both those hits coming in the 3rd, in which the Quakers got their lone run. Breaking pitch. 1 ball and 1 strike. Both bullpens are quiet at the moment. You would expect that right now for Franklin and the way that Castor has thrown so far through 3 innings. That pitch inside. 2 balls and a strike. What is more impressive so far for Castor is, again, this is an Earlham team that is hitting .324 coming in. That pitch low and outside, 3-1. And we've well documented in our past broadcasts about how the Quakers score runs here and how they're productive in their hitting department. Is now they're going to go out and check the mound, because I'm sure some of that light rain that is falling is affecting perhaps the way that Castor is able to throw. Can he get a good grip? The only dirt portion of this field is right there at the pitcher's mound, where the pitching rubber is, and the extension on the front leg where the plant leg is. And they may be asking to see if they can come out and get some diamond dry to kind of dry things up a little bit, and that's exactly what they're going to do. We'll take a quick break as they do some field maintenance right here and get some dryness. We'll see Steve Sakasitz come out as well. And we'll take a quick time out on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers trail this one 3-1. This is Earlham Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports. We'd like you to know why public power is important to you. In small towns and cities across America, locally owned public power systems like ours represent local people working together to meet local needs. Our only purpose is to provide an essential service at the lowest possible cost. This makes a big difference in rates and service, and all the benefits we produce at home stay at home. Richmond Power and Light, your locally owned electric utility. Together, we make powerful partners. It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770. Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf and I approve this message.
A little bit of diamond dry can work wonders, and the only part, again, of this entire field is right there, dirt-wise, in front of the pitcher and Castor, and he was having some trouble getting a grip on that step. So now 3 balls and a strike to Danny Dopp, and Castor set to throw, and the pitch is high and outside for a ball. Quakers have a man on here in the 4th inning. That'll bring up Cody Krumloff. We were kind of joking here in the press box that an entire field of turf and you have a small rain delay because of that dirt that might be, 4 by 8, maybe 4 by 7. The stretch by Castor, the pitch on the way is high and inside. And one thing about Castor, he throws hard, but he's missing high on some of his pitches. Boy, and he still has some pretty good velocity. Of course, we're only in the 4th inning. But you can hear the pop of that fastball from the right-hander. The stretch and the 1-0 pitch on the way is up high. Now, he misses high again, and that would be a concern for a pitching coach when you're missing high. Make one mistake, and the next thing you know, you find the ball outside the outfield fence. Here's the stretch and the 2-0 pitch, this time right down the middle. That's a much better pitch that time by Castor. And the count 2-1. Quakers down 3-1 as we play here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Dopp of the lead at first. The stretch again by Castor, and he'll throw to first. The Quakers won't be afraid to run here either if they possibly can. Dopp 3 for 3, not a whole lot of stolen base attempts so far, but again, they'll send him if they feel an opportunity right here for Krumloff at the plate. The stretch and the pitch up high. On the other side of that, and you'd have to consider, don't risk an out here, especially if Castor continues to struggle throwing strikes. Try to get a couple of runners on here for Isaiah Shake coming up next. The stretch and the pitch, and it's low for ball 4, and Miz will go out and talk now with Castor. Back-to-back walks, and that'll bring up Isaiah Shake. Isaiah single back in the 2nd inning, stole a base. So now for the 2nd straight inning, I'm going to take that back, the 3rd straight inning, the Quakers have had runners in scoring position. Left them stranded in the 2nd. They did pick up their lone run in that 3rd. But now runners at 1st and 2nd. Castor's pitch on the way is outside for a ball, and he is really struggling. Boy, pitching, we talk about the mental part of the game, and when the balls are just not getting across the plate, you start aiming a little bit, you take something off your fastball. Breaking pitches aren't getting where you want them to be. This one's popped up foul, good cut by Isaiah. When you start struggling as a pitcher, then you really get frustrated. It's kind of like golf when you can't get things going. You start using different clubs, and then you get a little frustrated. So from a mental standpoint, Castor trying to hold it together here in the fourth inning, the stretch. Long looking time called, and Isaiah doing the right thing, stepping out and calling time. Dopp is down at second. Krumloff is at first. Quakers only 2 base hits so far, but they still are threatening here in the fourth inning. The pitch on the way is high and outside. Snap throw down to first, not in time to get Krumloff. So 2-1 now to Isaiah Shake. Isaiah's raised his batting average coming into this one at .326. The 2-1 pitch on the way, hit foul. Yeah, they'll leave in the count of 2 balls and 2 strikes. Earlham down 3-1 here in the fourth. Chance to close the gap right here as Isaiah steps back in. Castor gets the sign. Runners will get their leads at first and second. There's that 12-6 curveball that stays up high, now 3-2. Castor has really struggled since that second inning, throwing that 12-6 curveball. It stayed up high in the strike zone. In just about every hitter he has faced, he came back and he got Elkis in that third inning. But so far he's not had a consistent third and fourth inning with that curveball. Here's the pitch on the way. This one's going to be hit to center field, going back on a Nicholson. He'll make the catch. Dopp will tag at second, then he'll come back and stay right there. Ball was hit well by Shake, but Nicholson able to run that one down. And there's one away now for Addison Robertson.
Stepping up to the plate, the second baseman, number 31, Addison Robertson.
Robertson struck out back in the second inning. That was an inning in which Castor struck out the side, left the runners stranded at second and third, and the fastball stays up high, 1-0. Earlham trying to get this offense going here in the fourth inning. Still just 2 hits through 3 1/3. The pitch by Castor is in there for a strike. We haven't done it lately, but the Quakers at one time were averaging about 13 runs a game here at home on just under 15 hits per game. Coming off a 7-0 shutout last week as that pitch, or I should say on Tuesday, as that pitch is in there for a strike, 1-2. Quakers didn't necessarily hit the ball hard, but Cody Krumloff had that 3-run double that keyed the 7-0 win. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Castor with the pitch on the way, hit foul. So Robertson will stay alive at 1-2. The 7 runs that were scored in that Bluffton contest, the total of 7, was the lowest amount of runs scored the entire year here at Randall R. Sadler. That pitch is a breaking ball swung on and missed by Robertson. That's a pretty good break that time on Castor's pitch. And he will get Robertson for the second time, and there's 2 away. Here's Kendall Baker.
And at the right fielder, number 1, Kendall Baker.
Baker flew out to left field, his only time up in the third inning. So now Castor set to go to work, and the right-hander looks into Miz to get the sign. And the pitch on the way. There's another breaking ball in there for a strike, and for his last 2 pitches, Castor able to get that breaking ball across the plate. And Baker quickly behind, and no balls and a strike. Dopp is down at second, Krumloff at first. The stretch again by Castor, and the pitch is inside. And that'll even the count of 1 ball and 1 strike. Castor again with the sign as he comes set. And the pitch, and Baker looks to bunt his way on, bunts it foul. Well, he apparently took a look down at third and saw that maybe Freed was a step or 2 back. Freed will not even bother with it this time. He'll go ahead and play his normal depth down at third base. As Baker falls behind a 1 ball and 2 strikes. Long look this time by Castor. And the right-hander comes set, checks the runner at second. The pitch on the way, and it's hit foul. Good job again by Baker as he stays alive. They're talking about the amount of runs scored. We've had this year 31 total, 34, 10, 11, 10, 19. And again, the 7 combined runs the lowest, and that was the Bluffton game. It's been a ballpark where you've seen a lot of runs. And the pitch on the inside corner got him looking. Quakers leave 2 runners on, and we will head now to the 5th inning on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin 3, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
Well, today's broadcast brought to you in part by Square Donuts of Richmond. Whether it's a delicious breakfast, afternoon treat, or midnight snack, everyone loves the taste of Square Donuts of Richmond. Enjoy their huge cinnamon rolls or any of the other crowd favorites, including maple bacon, strawberry cheesecake, Oreo cream, pumpkin spice, and more. And, of course, grab those award-winning glazed donuts, voted the #1 donut in the entire state. Proud to be your favorite donut shop, home to the best donuts in town, and the only squares around, Square Donuts of Richmond. Clay Camp, Podco, and Wright all due up as we go to the 5th. Earlham down 3-1. Howie Smith back in for another inning of work. Giving up 8 hits so far through the first 4 innings. Clay Camp was hit by a pitch his last time up, and the first pitch by Howie is up high for a ball. Howie set to throw once again, and that pitch in there for a called strike. Major League Baseball season will get underway this coming weekend after a long spring training. Here's the 1-1 hit foul. Then an extra week of spring training because of the World Baseball Classic, and I'm sure they're ready to get things going. And watching some of the games earlier today, a lot of sunshine, but not here today at Randall R. Sadler. Here's the 1-2 pitch, hit foul. Clay Camp doubled back in the second inning. Again, was hit by a pitch in the third. Howie gets the sign from Krumloff. Here's the pitch, and this one hit into right center. That's going to fall in for extra bases. Clay Camp makes the turn, heads to second base, a stand-up double, his second double of the day. So with a man on for the Grizzlies, that'll bring up Frank Podko. 9 base hits now by the Grizzlies.
Frank Podko.
Podkel is 1 for 2, picked up a base hit in the third. And we're looking at now 3 straight innings in which the Grizzlies have had a runner in scoring position, and 4 out of 5. That pitch way outside, almost backhanded that time by Krumloff, and he'll get a new baseball. Grizzlies continue to put pressure on this Earlham baseball team, and this one, the 2 teams at 3-1. This is going to be popped up to the right side. That is Baker. A few steps back, he will make the catch. Runner at second will tag and head to third, and Claycamp. Good base running that time by Claycamp, and he will be at third base with 1 out, and that'll bring up Nick Wright. I'm not sure that Kendall thought he was going to go ahead and run. We know Kendall has a pretty strong arm. We saw that earlier in the ball game. I'm pretty sure Kendall thought he was going to stay at second base. So with 1 out, here's Wright. Nick Wright is 0 for 2. And a runner down at third, and the pitch, he is a called strike. That ball hit by Podko wasn't all that deep. Here's the 0-1, and it's low, 1 ball, 1 strike. Wright struck out his last time up, back in the third. The stretch again by Howie, and the pitch on the way is in there for strike 2. That one caught the outside corner. Wright, another one of those many 300 hitters in this Franklin lineup. Here's your 1-2 pitch on the way. It stays up high. Count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. And again, Claycamp down at third. That could be a huge run right there if Franklin can get him across. Put the Quakers down by 3. The pitch by Smith. Popped him up. Shallow center. Coming in is Lynch. Lynch now will camp under it. He'll make the catch. Claycamp tagging at third. He will score. And that makes it a 4-1 ball game. Well, Wright got just enough of it. So 2 away here in the 5th inning.
With 2 away,
Wright will drive in his 16th run of the season. And here's Jacob Freed. Freed is 1 for 2. Did single back in the 2nd inning. Takes a big cut and misses. Freed singled in the 2nd, flew out in the 3rd. Here's the pitch by Smith on the way, and it's low. He went around, though. Freed now down, no balls and 2 strikes. The 0-2 pitch on the way is up high. Well, it appears Howie's still throwing strong here in the 5th inning. As Krumloff sets up on the outside corner, and boy, that didn't miss by much right there, 2-2. Howie threw it right where Krumloff wanted it. 2 balls and 2 strikes now to Freed. The pitch on the way, and that's low for ball 3. Well, the leadoff double coming back for Claycamp, and Franklin making this a 4-1 contest. Ground ball, third base side. Well, we haven't seen a whole lot of ground balls so far in the infield here by Franklin. Right back in the 2nd inning. Freed also, he got the single and was thrown out at some point back in that inning. We haven't seen much of anything on the infield. Here's a hard hit to center field. Lynch, a few steps back, will make the catch, and that'll do it for Franklin here in the 5th inning. But they do pick up another run On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, we head to the bottom half of the 5th inning. Franklin 4, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
At Richmond Power and Light, we're committed to Richmond. We've been a part of this community for over 114 years. We're not part of some big energy conglomerate, and we don't answer to out-of-town stockholders. Instead, we are accountable to you. And just like you, we want what's best for our hometown. That means you can count on us to provide reliable electricity at low rates. We are Richmond Power and Light, your hometown electric utility, building Richmond a better tomorrow. Now, Matt Barger will lead things off for the Quakers here in the bottom of the 5th. It's Barger, Lynch, and Laird all due up. Franklin 4 runs, 9 hits, and no errors. Quakers 1 run, 3 hits, no errors. Barger 0 for 2 against the right-hander Castor. The stretch by the right-hander and the pitch on the way as Barger shows bunt, pulls back. It's 1-0. The stretch again by Castor and the pitch low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Barger showing bunt twice. See if Castor comes back inside. Generally, a hitter coming across the plate like that, you back him away, and not that time, as it'll be bunted foul. Not sure if I'm Castor that I don't bring a fastball right under the chin that time of Barger leaning out over the plate. On those 3 bunted, at least from a standpoint of 1 bunt attempt that made contact. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way, and it's low and outside, 3-1. He continues to pitch away from Barger. And the Quakers get a man on here in the 5th inning, get something going with Barger. The pitch popped him up. Should be an easy play. The shortstop, Clay Camp, behind second base, will make the catch, and there's 1 away. Here's Nate Lynch.
With 1 out, now batting number 2, Nate Lynch.
Nate 1 for 2, a run scored, did single back in the 3rd. Earlham still just 3 hits. Third baseman Freed will come in a couple of steps as this one's hit foul. Good cut that time as the ball caroms back, almost hitting Nate as it came back into the field of play. And Nate behind, no balls and a strike. No balls and a strike as Castor comes set. Here's the pitch. Ground ball to the right side, booted by Podkul, and Lynch will be safe at first base. Should be an error on Podkul at first. So the Quakers have a man on, and here's Brendan Laird.
The shortstop, number 17, Brendan Laird.
Brendan 1 for 2. He has driven in the Quakers' lone run with that double in the 3rd inning. We keep waiting to see when this Earlham offense will get rolling, and maybe this will be the time with Lynch down at first. Castor with the pitch, bouncing away from Miz, and they will send the runner down to second. They may have called a balk instead. The ball sailed away from Miz. So it was a balk, and that was a quick pitch that time, I think, by Castor. The reason why they called the balk. Lynch would have gotten to second base anyway because that pitch sailed away from Miz, the catcher. And Laird ahead in the count of 1 ball and no strikes. The stretch by Castor. The pitch on the way is in there for strike 1. Well, so far, the bullpen for the Grizzlies has been quiet, showing confidence in the right-hander Castor to get the job done here in the 5th inning. Lynch a lead down at second base. The stretch. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball, low and inside. 2 balls and a strike. Boyd continues to get, they're going to say 1 ball, 1 strike. Continues to get darker and darker here. Of course, again, only 6 o'clock. We just can't seem to move some of these rain clouds out of here. The 1-1 pitch on the way, grounded up the middle. Claycamp charging. He'll throw to first and get the second out as Lynch will advance on to third. And here's Elkis.
At bat number 19, Eric Elkis.
Elkis, 2 strikeouts. He has seen a steady diet of breaking pitches from Castor so far. And the right-hander set to throw, and there's another one. I thought maybe early on, the way that Castor was throwing, he may try to challenge Elkis, but he's found it easier to just go around him. Once again, Castor with the pitch. Well, he does come the fastball this time as it comes inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. Quakers down 4-1. Game 1 of 3. The pitch on the way, caught the outside corner. And Eric behind a 1-2, hoping not to get the hat trick. Lynch down at third. Castor gets the sign again from Miz. Here's the pitch. And got him swinging on a pitch that was out of the strike zone. The strikeout throw out, and that'll be it for the Quakers here in the 5th inning. They leave a man on in scoring position again. We will head to the top of inning number 6 on the West Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin on top of this one, 4-1. For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994. Today's broadcast brought to you in part by your Richmond area Subways. Each day of the week you can get a different 6-inch sub. No artificial flavors or colors. Just $3.50. Friday is the tuna, Saturday the Black Forest ham, and Sunday the meatball marinara. Treat yourself at Subway. 4 locations in Richmond and Hagerstown. Subway, eat fresh. Quakers have left 5 runners in scoring position through the first 5 innings. Quakers make a change. Looks like Ian Bach will take over at second base.
At bat number 12, Jordan Clark.
So put Bach at second. Here is Jordan Clark. Left-handed hitter will step in here in the 6th inning, and the first pitch in there for a strike. Howie Smith back in once again as the Quakers down by 3. Clark singled and scored in the 4th. Takes that pitch low and outside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Clark 1 for 2. Howie set to throw, on the 1-1 pitch is outside, 2 balls and a strike. There is some activity now, at least one limbering up in the Quaker bullpen. That's foul tip held on by Krumloff. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now to Clark. Ian Bach out of Union, Kentucky, the junior, again taking over at second base. Swing and a miss, and Clark will strike out for the second time. One away, and here's Schumann. Schumann 1 for 2, a single in the fourth
With
inning.
one out now batting, the designated hitter, number 42, Mitch Schumann.
Howie, not a big strikeout pitcher. That is only the, third strikeout of the night for the right-hander. And opens up with a strike against Schumann. Here's the 0-1 pitch. Lifted into shallow center. Laird going out, can't get to it. A blue base hit for Schumann. Second time that Schumann is able to pull off that feat. 10 base hits now by the Grizzlies, and that'll bring up Tanner Nicholson. Nicholson doubled into third. He was part of that 2-run third inning. Reached on a fielder's choice in the fourth. Has a stolen base to his credit. So now Howie's set to go to work once again. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Howie gave up, we said in the earlier part of the broadcast, gave up 15 hits to Rose in one of their games, and the Quakers still managed to win. So far, 10 hits given up by Smith here tonight. A pitch in there for strike 2. Franklin has had a base runner in all 6 innings. The stretch by Howie's, he checks the runner, and the pitch is on the way. Swing and a miss, and Nicholson done in 3 pitches. Second strikeout of the inning for Howie Smith, and 2 away. And we'll head to the top of the order now, and Alex Miss.
Now batting, number 27, Alex Mills.
So Schumann down at first base. Howie set to throw once again. And the leg kick and the pitch right down the middle for strike 1. Miz is 1 for 3. Picked up a base hit and a run scored in the third inning. Smith will courtesy throw to first just to let Schumann know he remembers he's over there. Howie once again gets the sign, the pitch on the way, and he tried to break it off on the inside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Now the name of this one so far, Castor able to keep the Quakers in check offensively. Ground ball, that goes between the legs of Smith and into center field. How they didn't get a piece of Howie Smith, I'm not sure, but it went right between his legs. So Miz with his second base hit. And the Grizzlies now have runners at first and second for Jared Smith.
Jared Smith.
11 base hits now by the Grizzlies. And they're using a pretty good supply of baseballs here today as well, again with the turf being wet and trying to keep those baseballs as dry as they possibly can. Smith singled back in the first. He's 1 for 3. Howie checks the runner at second, comes home with a pitch and missed way outside. The way that Castor has thrown so far, Earlham cannot afford to give up much more here tonight, down by 3. Elka's tried to sneak behind the runner, Miz down at first base. So Jared back in, and Howie set to throw. Battle of the Smiths here in the 6th inning. The pitch on the way is low and outside. 2 balls and no strikes. Howie once again will get the sign from Krumloff, and this one is going to be hit into right field. That's going to fall in for extra bases. Schumann will score. Miz will head around third. He's going to be waved in, and the Grizzlies now lead this one 6-1. Jared Smith with the bases clearing double. And the Quakers find themselves in a huge hole now here in the sixth inning. We will have a visit to the mound. 12 base hits now by the Grizzlies. Well, now the bullpen a little bit quicker for the Quakers. They need to get things going relatively fast right now, as Howie may be on borrowed time here in this sixth inning. The second multi-run inning now for the Grizzlies here tonight. Smith with 8 runs driven in
number 7, Sam Claycamp.
On the season. Here's Claycamp. Claycamp, he has doubled twice. And he has a chance to get another one on the board with a runner down at second base. There is a right-hander now throwing for the Quakers, and he's working pretty quick. The stretch by Howie. He'll check the runner at second and comes home with a pitch. And the throw down to second. Snap throw not in time to get Smith down at second base. 1-0 to Claycamp. Earlham down 6-1. Howie with the pitch on the way and a breaking ball in there for a strike. Austin Smith now throwing for the Quakers. The right-hander. Pitch caught the outside corner. 1 ball, 2 strikes now to Claycamp. Austin Smith out of Charlestown, Indiana. Again, he's the right-hander throwing. Here's your 1-2 delivery on the way. Struck him out. Nice way to come back for Howie Smith. He will strike out the side, but he also gives up 2 runs here in the sixth inning. We head to the bottom half of inning number 6 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 6-1.
Some people are born lucky. Other people take luck into their own hands, avoid stepping on sidewalk cracks, and wouldn't dare walk under a ladder. But whether you were born with luck or make your own, when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance today or visit them online at infarmbureau.com to purchase an auto policy. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Are new cabinets on your wish list? Visit the new Georgia Direct showroom and see the great variety of cabinets on display in a modern setting. Georgia Direct carries quality craft-made one cabinets, and the new showroom has plenty of styles and colors on display. In Richmond, craft-made one is only available at Georgia Direct, where the designers are always on hand to help create a custom kitchen for your home. Visit Georgia Direct's new showroom on 40 East, next to Red Lobster. You'll love what you see, and you'll love the savings at Georgia Direct.
Head to the bottom of the sixth inning. Quakers down 6-1 back here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Get a reminder tomorrow. Weather's supposed to be a little bit better tomorrow. No rain in the forecast. We do hope we'll see some sunshine by noon tomorrow afternoon. We'll have a noon start time of Game 2 and then around 3:30 for Game 3.
Number 7, Danny Dopp.
Here's Danny Dopp. 0 for 1 with a walk in the fourth inning. So Castor, the right-hander, set to throw through 5, giving up just 3 hits, and opens up with a strike. The stretch again by Castor in the pitch. Check swing. Did he go around? They'll appeal and say no. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Dopp out of South Haven, Michigan. He is a natural catcher as that pitch is up high, but of course taking over down at third base. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch hit foul. Two balls and 2 strikes. As Castor gets the sign, here's the pitch and got him swinging. Second time that Dopp has struck out. And that'll bring up Cody Krumloff.
At bat, the catcher, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Cody has walked twice. As Castor set to throw on the fastball up high. Had a little extra oomph on that one. Eight strikeouts now by Castor. Pop him up to the right side. Coming over to the line is Smith in foul territory, and he'll make the catch for the out. Good job by Smith in right field. Almost lost sight of him right there behind the bullpen fence, where you see right there just momentarily the
Quakers, number 33,
Quaker bullpen. So 2 away. And here's Isaiah Shake. Shake 1 for 2, picked up a single back in the second inning as Castor set to throw on his first pitch, a little high heat. That goes by Miz, the catcher, as well, 1-0. Quakers have managed to squeak out just 2 walks so far against Castor, 3 hits. Quakers have left 5 runners in scoring position and just getting nothing so far offensively. Good fastball in there for a strike. Castor had the numbers coming in, and so far he has shown why he has been so good early. Ground ball up the middle. Clay Camp will field and throw. The throw was off the mark, but the tag laid on Shake. Good job by the first baseman, Podkul, and that'll do it for the Quakers here in the 6th inning. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Franklin 6, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
There are banks that are big, and then there's West End Bank. A bank with big ideas to help people, business, and industry. If you're just starting out on your own and want a new car, West End can help. Maybe it's your first home and you need advice on financing. West End Bank has ideas to help you. West End Bank, helping build better lives and a better community. West End Bank is a community bank with big ideas and home to a distinctive style of banking. Equal housing lender, member FDIC.
Hey, this is Steve, and out at Jiffy Lube the other day, a customer came in and said, Steve, this was my 100th oil change on this car, and you've done them all.
Hi, my name is George Farrell, and I've been coming to Jiffy Lube for over 14 years. I recently just had my 100th oil change. I'd like to thank Steve Funkhauser and his staff for the great service that they've provided me over the years. Thank you to all, and I would recommend anyone to come to Jiffy Lube to get their car serviced.
Jiffy Lube, #1 in customer satisfaction for a reason.
We'll have our first pitching change, as we saw in the bullpen earlier. For the Quakers, Austin Smith, a right-hander out of Charlestown. He's just a freshman. Smith making just his 2nd appearance. He's only thrown 1 inning, facing just 3 hitters on the year, no record and no ERA. So we have not seen Austin Smith a whole lot this year. Howie going 6 innings, giving up 6 runs, 12 hits. He is done for the day. He'll be the pitcher of record for the Quakers if they lose.
Number 34, Frank Podkul.
Here's Frank Podkul. Podkul 1 for 2 with the sacrifice, and the pitch swung on, hit foul. Good cut that time by Podkul. No balls and a strike. Now to the cleanup hitter for the Grizzlies. Smith gets the sign, the pitch on the way, took something off that one and had Podkul out in front. Counted 0-2. Podko, one of the two players out of Schererville, Indiana, playing for Franklin. Smith once again with that high leg kick and the pitch. Ground ball to the right side. Bach cut off by Elkis, and then Smith coming over and can't make the play at first. Well, Smith came over, could not hold on to the baseball, and they'll call that an error on Smith. Almost looked like maybe Elkis could have stayed home on that play and let Bach field the baseball. Here's Nick Wright. He's 0 for 2. Did have a sacrifice earlier in the 5th inning. So now Smith ready to go to work, bouncing that one to Krumloff. 1-0 now to the number 5 hitter. Each team with an error. Ball got loose in the Earlham bullpen. Austin Green, another freshman. Right-hander now throwing for the Quakers. The pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Good changeup that time by the right-hander Smith. Earlham down 6-1. Franklin has had a base runner now in every inning of this one here tonight. The pitch, low and inside. That one bounced on the plate. Kromloff able to scoop it up. And the count, 2 balls and a strike. Top of inning number 7. The stretch and the pitch, and low and outside, 3-1. Boy, not a way to go on this one tonight, falling behind in the count early. Three balls, 1 strike as Smith comes set. Here's the pitch, and caught the outside corner. And wind continues to blow left to right. It's been pretty steady here. Looks like the rain may have come to a stop. Runner takes off. The pitch is hit off the end of the bat, foul. Right out in front of the swing again. Boy, and they got a good jump. Podko had a very good jump down at first base. The wind hasn't been a factor here today. We have seen it many times be a huge factor here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium, but not so far here today. As that pitch in the dirt. And now the Grizzlies have runners at first and second. Here's Freed. Still no outs here in the 7th.
Stepping up to the plate, number 16, Jackson Freed.
Smith, we mentioned he's only thrown, coming to this one here tonight, 1 inning. Green is in the bullpen, and Green has only thrown 5 innings. There's a bunt laid down third base side. Smith coming off. High throw goes over the head of Elkis. A run will score as Podko heads to the plate, and the runners advance an extra 90 feet, and that's another big error on Smith. And the Quakers now trail at 7-1. So the second error of the inning by the freshman Austin Smith. And that'll bring up Clark. Clark is 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, both of the strikeouts coming against Howie Smith.
Number 12, Jordan Clark.
Does have a base hit. So now Smith set to go to work. The pitch on the way is high and outside for a ball. Franklin has scored now in 5 consecutive innings after being shut down in the first 2. The stretch and the pitch popped him up center field. Lynch has a play on it. Wright will tag at third, and he will score as they'll throw behind the runner. and will keep Freed at second base, but Clark gets the sacrifice and a run driven in, and the Grizzlies now lead this one 8-1. So now 2 runs in the inning.
At bat, the DH,
here's Schumann.
42, Mitch Schumann.
Boy, 2 big errors in this inning, and Franklin able to take advantage of the miscues. The stretch by Smith, the check of the runner at second. Here's the pitch on the way to the plate. Throw down to second, not in time. The tag laid on by Brennan Laird. Schumann reached on a fielder's choice in the second, singled in the fourth, and singled in the sixth inning. He's also scored a run. 7-1, Grizzlies on top in the first of 3. The stretch again by Smith, and the pitch on the way hit foul. So the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Schumann coming in at .474, and his average certainly being helped by 2 base hits here tonight. Has a chance to drive in another run as that breaking ball caught the inside corner for a strike. And the count 1-2. Earlham outfield again straight away, though a little bit off the line is Barger in left field and not anticipating Schumann to pull the baseball. Smith again into the stretch. The 1-2 pitch on the way. It's low. And they say that Schumann went around. Wow, that's the second time we have seen a rather tough call at the plate. And Schumann is a strikeout victim here in the 7th inning. And that may bring a discussion on the other side. Well, I didn't see Schumann go around at all. Not even an appeal. So there's 2 outs, and that'll bring up Nicholson. Nicholson doubled back in the third, scored a run, reached on a fielder's choice, and he is struck out. The stretch by Smith and the pitch, and it's low for a ball. Two runs in the 6th inning, 2 more here in the 7th, and the Quakers down 8-1. Smith will get the sign, and the pitch on the way is in there for a strike. That'll even the count at 1-1. This time Smith a long look into Krumloff as he'll check the runner at second. And the pitch on the way, grounded toward the shortstop Laird. His throw to first, a low throw dug out by Elkis, and that'll do it for the Grizzlies here in the 7th inning. But they pick up 2 more runs, and we head to the bottom half of inning number 7 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin 8, Earlham 1. This is Earlham Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Hey Chuck, where are you headed? Spinning's about to start.
I'm heading to CrossFit.
Isn't that for like the elite lifters or athletes only?
No, at FFW CrossFit, all workouts can and will be scaled to any ability level to welcome everyone.
Sounds great. I need to get out of the same old workout routine. I'm just not sure I can keep up. It seems pretty intense.
No real lifting experience is needed. FFW CrossFit teaches you everything you need to know and move at your own pace in a positive, motivating environment.
You know, I've always wanted to give it a try. I'll see you there.
Learn more at ffwcrossfit.com.
There is one thing for sure in my life. I know nothing about fixing cars. That's why I take my vehicles to Beach Automotive at 110 East Main in Richmond. Their experts have the knowledge to service and repair even the most challenging auto problems. So if you have an automotive question, they have the answers at Beach Automotive, 110 East Main in Richmond. Or give them a call at 765-966-8181 or visit their website, beach-auto.com. Well, getting the point now, Quakers down to their final 9 outs of this one. It'll be Bach to lead things off. Bach, Baker, and Barger.
For your Quakers, number 14, Ian Bach.
Bach hitting at 200 on the year. No home runs and 1 run driven in. He took over at second base for Robertson. The pitch by Castor is up high with a fastball. Quakers have lost just once at home this year. Another fastball up high, 2 balls and no strikes. That lone loss was that 20-14 marathon to Heidelberg. Fastball popped up to the right side, and that'll go out of play. So 2 balls and a strike now to Bach. Not sure the Quakers, I know at home, haven't been held to 3 hits this late in the ball game this season. The 2-1 pitch, fastball again outside, 3-1. Now you're at this stage where Castor has a 7-run lead. No mystery here. Just throw strikes. Let your defense work behind you. Don't try to overpower anything. And he overthrew that fastball and walks the first hitter he faces here in the 7th. So the Quakers have a man on. Here's Kendall Baker.
Stepping up to the plate, the right fielder, number 1, Kendall Baker.
Kendall 0 for 2, struck out looking his last time up in the 4th. Castor into the stretch, and Baker shows bunt, bunts it in the air, and almost coming in the third baseman Freed to make the catch. And they played that well. Speaking of Franklin, they thought something might be up, and Freed, if he's a couple of steps in, he makes the catch, and that would have been a huge out here in the 7th. Freed has come in more than once with the left-handed hitting Baker at the plate, and he'll come back in again. You see him right there to the left. No balls and a strike as Castor set to go to work. The stretch and the pitch on the way. Baker swings and misses. And Kendall quickly behind it. No balls and 2 strikes. Earlham with their first base runner since back in the 5th inning. The stretch by Castor and the pitch on the way got him. So there's one away as Baker struck out for the 2nd time. And we'll head to the top of the order now, Matt Barger.
With 1 out, now batting the left fielder, number 20, Matt Barger.
Barger 0 for 3. 9 strikeouts now by Castor. And he opens up with a fastball low and inside, 1-0. Bach down at first. No danger of him running right now. You're down by 7 runs, and that pitch is low, 2-0. Two balls and no strikes. Castor gets the sign from Miz. Now comes Set. The pitch on the way. Ground ball to the left side. That'll get through for a base hit. So Barger getting the Quakers' 4th hit. And here's Nate Lynch. And the Quakers now with runners at first and second. And now we'll see some activity in the Franklin bullpen. Nate reached on an error his last time up. He's 1 for 3 with a run scored. Castor checks the runner at second. The pitch on the way is low for a ball. Castor may be close to coming to an end here tonight, but boy, he's been solid. Again, 9 strikeouts, only 4 hits and a run. They'll throw down to second, and he throws it into center field, but Bach unable to make the advancement as Nicholson backing it up in center. Almost an error that time by Castor. And we will have a visit to the mound. The one thing that would concern you about that is, again, you're up by 7 runs. The guy at second base, Bach, really doesn't mean a whole lot. And so just from that standpoint, why worry about the base runner? Even if you end up giving up a 3-run shot, you're still up 8-4. But the way the Quakers have been hitting here today, that is highly unlikely. And this is really more of a meeting, too, not only to settle him down a little bit, they're giving their bullpen a chance to get ready, and the home plate umpire is really giving them a lot of time, too. Generally, he'd make a walk out there by now, and once he starts to make that move, the meeting is broken up. So Lynch ahead in the count, 1 ball and no strikes. Bach at second, Barger at first. Castor again into the stretch. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's up high for a ball, 2-0. Grizzlies do have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. Castor gets the sign to look at the runner, and the pitch on the way, grounded to the right side, backhanded by Podkill. He'll get the throw to Claycamp, no return. They will get the runner Barger down at second base. So score that 3-6 for out number 2, and Lynch will reach on the fielder's choice, with Bach advancing on to third. And now the Quakers have 2 outs with runners at first and third, and here's Brennan Laird.
At bat number 17, Brennan Laird.
Brennan doubled back in the third inning. That drove in the Quakers' lone run. So now Castor with 2 away. Runners on the corners come set. And the pitch is a breaking ball that stays inside, 1-0. Quakers this season, their lowest run total, 2 in their first outing at Sewanee back on March the 4th. Here's the 1-0 pitch, called strike. Their lowest run total here at home is the 7 runs they scored in their win against Bluffton. They've had 20, 14, 10, 10, 8, and 10. Here's Randall R. Sadler. Here's the stretch again by Castor. And the fastball is low. 2 balls and a strike now to Laird. Elkis on deck. Elkis, the hat trick today, 3 strikeouts. Eric didn't have a RBI in the last game, doesn't have one here today. This one hit to right field. That's going to be a base hit. That'll score a run, and then it gets by Smith in right. That'll be an error. Advancing on to third is Lynch. He's going to score, and the Quakers get 2 runs in the inning thanks to the base hit and then the error on the right fielder, Smith. And it's 8-3. Not sure exactly what happened to the right fielder, but boy, he just let that ball go right between his legs. And here's Elkis. Nate Lynch scoring his 2nd run of the ball game. By the time it was said and done, Brennan Laird putting on the track shoes, ending up down at third base. Elkis again 0 for 3, and the pitch is up high for a ball. Well, we've said in previous games, no run, or should say no lead is safe, the way that teams can score runs here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Here's the pitch on the way. This one is hit well into left field. Going back on it is right at the warning track. He'll reach up and make the catch, and Elkis got just underneath that one. But Elkis gave it a ride, but that will do it for the Quakers here in the 7th inning. They do pick up 2 runs. We will head to inning number 8. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down 8-3.
The dealership where I bought my car told me I needed new tires. So, of course, I stopped by Best One and asked Roger to take a look. So they checked it out, and he told me not yet. He said I was good for at least another 10,000 miles. I've always gotten an honest opinion at Best One, and so will you.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark at Best One Tire and Service. We'll only sell you tires when you need new tires, and they'll be the right tires for your car or truck. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
There's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some friends and come play live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else can you find this kind of variety along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Well, Quakers down 8-3 as we move to inning number 8. Alex Miz will lead things off, followed by Smith and Claycamp.
The 8th inning, the catcher number 27, Alex Miz.
Quakers bringing back out the freshman Austin Smith out of Charlestown for another inning of work. Gave up a couple of runs in that 7th. Of course, they had the 2 errors. And the first pitch on the way is bouncing in the dirt right in front of Krumloff. 1 ball, no strikes. Couple of base hits by the leadoff hitter for the Grizzlies. The 1-0 almost hits him. 2 balls, no strikes. The 2-0 pitch on the way is low and inside, 3-0. Delivery caught the inside corner for a strike, so count will go to 3 balls and a strike. And the next pitch on the way is, wow, that's awful outside, looked like from here, but Smith will get the call, 3-2. That's a tough call if you're Alex Miz, the leadoff hitter. This one hit well into left field. That's going to be extra bases. Barger will run that one down on the warning track. The throw to second not in time, and a 3-2 pitch hung out over the plate, and Miz will get another extra base hit for the Grizzlies. That'll bring up Jared Smith, and that may do it.
Jared Smith.
For the right-hander Austin Smith, we mentioned that Green is throwing in the Earlham bullpen. 13 base hits now for the Grizzlies, and Earlham will make the change. Pitching change coming up on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down in this one, 8-3.
All the amenities, The last time I was in for service at Best One, I let Roger know my brakes were squeaking. So they checked them out, and Roger told me it was just a little moisture. Not to worry, everything was fine. Well, that was just the reassurance I needed. I trust the team at Best One, just like I trust my own dad.
Hi, I'm Roger Clark. At Best One Tire and Service, we only fix what needs to be fixed. When your car or truck leaves our shop, the service you request will be done right. I guarantee it.
Best One Tire and Service, North 7th and A, Uptown Richmond.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
Hi, this is Steve Funkhauser, and I was talking to someone the other day about how friendly and professional the crew at Jiffy Lube is, and they said, "You are always so upbeat. I'm going to call you Mr. Positive." And so now I am Mr. Positive. And I want you to know how proud I am of you and that you are doing a great job today. And hey, do something nice for somebody. Make somebody smile. Smiles are contagious, you know. I want you to have a great day and the horse you rode in on. Jiffy Lube. Fast, friendly, professional. I'm Mr. Positive, and I approve this message.
Well, the Quakers will go to their bullpen once again. We will see the right-hander, a freshman. Mentioned Austin Green making just his 6th appearance, 5 1/3 innings. He has given up 9 hits, 6 runs, all earned, 5 strikeouts and 3 walks. He's 0-1 on the year with an ERA of 10.13. And Jared Smith will step to the plate. Couple of base hits by Jared Smith, and again a runner down at second base with no outs here in the 8th inning. Quakers down in this one, 8-3. We thought maybe things were lightening up a little bit. It's getting darker again, perhaps more rain coming into the area. That pitch low and outside, 1-0. Smith had that 2-run double in the 6th inning. Miss with the lead at second. Green into the stretch. And the pitch on the way, and that's off the end of the bat, foul. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Grizzlies have had at least 1 base runner in all 8 innings. The pitch by Green is a breaking ball that caught the inside corner. Smith down to the count at 1-2. Breaking ball as low as Krumloff, able to keep it in front of him. Not sure that Jared Smith went around. They looked to try to appeal, but home plate umpire did not ask, and so we'll go to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Five doubles hit tonight by the Grizzlies. Here's the pitch. And that gets by Krumloff. Here's the runner advancing on to third, and so Miz will get an extra 90 feet. And the count now for Jared Smith at 3 balls and 2 strikes. The infield will play in. Green trying to get out of this inning. So far, Quakers no outs. This is a high chopper. Laird with the infield in will make the throw to first. They'll get the tag laid on. It was a throw that went wide, and the home plate umpire may play a part in this one as well, as the Grizzlies coaching staff, they want to see if they'll at least ask. The throw was wide at first. Elkis apparently laid the tag on. But again, we can't see it from here, and they will say the out was made. So Miz will stay at third. The throw will not cost the Quakers an error here in the 8th inning. And so with one away,
number 7, Sam Claycamp.
Here's Claycamp. The infield will stay in with one away. Time will be called now by Claycamp. Claycamp has doubled twice. He has scored a run. He struck out his last time up. And it appears they will go ahead and intentionally walk Claycamp. And this will set up a double play opportunity with Podkel coming up next. So we'll put the runner down at first right now and let Green throw the next two pitches, and that'll be our first intentional walk of the afternoon. And again, Podkul is next. Podkul has one of the 13 hits. They'll feel that he's a more suitable player to pitch to than a guy like Claycamp, who's hitting now over 400. So now the Quaker infield can play back. And we will have another visit to the mound. And I would imagine there's no one throwing in the Quaker bullpen. This is more to make sure that Green is focused on where that ball will go if it's hit back to him. Runner at third won't matter at that point if you can get the double play and get out of the inning. Franklin tonight has left 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They've left 8. Take that back, 7. The eighth runner in scoring position would be Miz down at third. So they've got, at least from the standpoint here in the eighth inning, they look back. They've had more opportunities to get extra runs. They've given up, or it should say, have scored 8, could have more. Breaking pitch in there for a strike. And so far, everything we have seen out of their hitting, I know that's at 297. That's well below the Quakers' hitting, but today it's been Castor, the right-hander. It's been the big difference, breaking pitch inside. And the count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Runners at first and third. The stretch again by Green. And the pitch on the way is a breaking ball. That one just missing low. The stretch and the 2-1 pitch. Krumloff set up on the outside corner and misses 3-1. Once again, Green will get the sign, and the delivery on the way bounces in the dirt, and now the bases will be loaded. So the strategy was to get the double play, possibility in a ground ball, get out of the inning, but now the bases are loaded for Nick Wright.
Now batting number 25, Nick Wright.
Wright is still looking for his first hit. He did walk and score in the 7th. Infield can stay back right here and still hoping for a double play. Stretch by Green. No one throwing in the Earlham bullpen. The pitch on the way is low for a ball. Green gets the sign from Cody. Here's the stretch. A check of the runners and the pitch. Hit foul. That's a pretty good cut by Wright. Boy, you have to begin to wonder how well these hitters can see the baseball. It's getting much later in the evening, and of course we've had these heavy clouds hanging over the stadium and much darker. Things are probably getting a little hard to see for the hitters. 1 ball, 1 strike to Wright. Bases loaded here in the top of the 8th inning. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball. Caught the inside corner. That looked like one of those Castor 12-6 curveballs. Big pitch right here now for Green. Check the runner at second, and the pitch on the way to the plate, and he popped him up. Second baseman Bach, and then Baker, and they both let it fall in between it, but it should be an infield fly rule, and it is. Quakers kind of break right there. You had to kind of wait to see how far that ball was going to carry, if it was going to get to the outfield before you could call an infield fly rule. But Baker coming in, Bach going out, and then now the third base coach coming over to say something to the umpire. But again, you got to wait to see how far that ball, if it goes in the outfield, it's not an infield fly rule. So that's why there was a delay on the call. So with 2 away, that'll bring up Jacob Freed. I'm not sure if Bach lost it. Baker was coming in, and it was hard to tell. We couldn't tell from here if he was saying anything, as they'll throw to first, and the ball gets by Elkis at first base. Miz will score. Claycamp, he'll round the bag. Here's the throw to the plate, and Claycamp will score. And an error by Green will score 2 runs. And the Quakers now down in this one, 10-3. That's a huge error right there on the Quakers. Podkel, by the way, will be at second base. That is the Quakers' 3rd error, all on their pitchers. Well, they tried to catch Podkel asleep down at first base, and it backfired. The stretch again by Green. And the pitch on the way, shot foul. Now we'll see Krumloff go out and talk with Green. The Quakers now have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen. Looks like we'll see maybe Dorian Holmes at some point, the left-hander. Well, the one thing we talked about in the pregame earlier was the amount of errors that this Franklin team commits, and yet the Quakers have seen the errors come back and get them here tonight. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. I'm still believing it's hard to see that baseball. I don't know if the players are having a difficult time, but they will eventually, as this one is chopped foul. It would probably be okay if we didn't have the heavy cloud cover that we have, and we're getting nothing here from the sunshine standpoint, and we're still in the top of the 8th inning. Quakers down by 7. The stretch by Green, and the pitch on the way is hit hard, base hit left field. Podkel rounding the bag. Here's the throw by Barger, cut off, and it's 11-3. So Freed will pick up his second base hit. And advancing to second base is Freed after the Quakers fell asleep with a baseball in the infield. So Freed will take an extra 90 feet. And that's just a mental error right there on Earlham.
At bat number 12, Jordan Clark.
Here's Jordan Clark. 3 runs in the inning now by the Grizzlies, and Earlham just not focused right at the moment. Clark 1 for 3, a couple of strikeouts, a run scored. First look at Green, the right-hander, and the pitch is on the way, bouncing in front of Krumloff, 1-0. Well, everything we have seen, at least from what we've had at home, has been rather uncharacteristic for an Earlham baseball team under Steve Sakis. It's here tonight. The 1-0 pitch on the way is high and outside, 2-0. We mentioned the bullpen has been shaky. They were hoping that maybe Howie would be able to go a lot longer, but he was managing only 6 innings before he was taken out. Here's the 2-0 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. By the way, they made the runner go back to first base, so we'll change that. They apparently said time was called, so they made Freed go back to first. Here's the 2-1 pitch on the way. It's low 3-1. It may not matter. Six straight innings in which the Grizzlies have scored. The stretch by Green and the pitch on the way, low and outside, and it didn't matter. So that'll send Freed on down to first base anyway. And here's Schumann.
Now batting number 42, Mitch Schumann.
Schumann has scored one of the 11 runs. He has a couple of base hits. Light mist coming down once again here at Randall R. Sadler as Green looked the runner back. "11 runs and 14 hits now by the Grizzlies. The stretch by Green. And the pitch on the way is low and inside. That wind continuing to pick up, and now for the first time, really, we're hearing it swirling around the home plate area. It continues to blow consistently from left to right in center field. The stretch and the pitch on the way, bouncing again, and Krumloff able to backhand that one, 2-0. We will be coming up on very close in about 18, 19 minutes, the 3-hour mark in this one. Green this time will look the runner back. It'll be a short turnaround time, as again both teams will have to be back here early. Noon start time tomorrow. The stretch once again by Green. And the pitch on the way, low and outside for a ball. So the count 3-0. Schumann having a productive night out of the number 8 hole. Here's the pitch on the way, and it's in there for a strike. Two away here in inning number 8 as the Quakers trail at 11-3. Green trying to finish out the inning, and the pitch way outside, and that will load him up. Second straight walk. Here's Nicholson. And we may have another change as we are going to see the Quakers go back to their bullpen before we see Nicholson come up. We're going to see Dorian Holmes next. We'll tell you about Dorian's numbers in just a moment. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers down in this one, 11-3.
Maybe you haven't heard, but there's a place in Richmond's Depot District that's better than being home. Little Sheba's is a lot like the bar in that 80s TV show Cheers. You know, where everybody knows your name. Come on down after the game on Fridays and join us for pizza. We're here till 11. Or grab some of your friends and try out a game of live trivia Thursday nights at 6:30. If you love live music, Little Sheba's features some of the very best every weekend. Where else are you going to find this kind of variety, along with some of the best food and friends in town? Little Sheba's in Richmond's Depot District. It really is better than being home.
Hi, this is Troy Darengowski of Radio Troy Digital Sports. There are plenty of places for me to get lunch or dinner, but there's only one Mancino's. In fact, I was just there for lunch the other day and had a delicious pizza grinder. That's just one of many choices I can get at Mancino's. How about a fresh salad? Several varieties of pasta, Mancino's Lights, or perhaps even an oven-baked spaghetti, or maybe a pepperoni pizza. So when you're looking for a great lunch or dinner, make sure you choose Mancino's, 217 National Road West in Richmond. Dorian Holmes will take over for the Quakers. We talked about him warming up in the bullpen. Dorian will be making his 6th appearance. Only 3 2/3 innings, 4 hits, 5 runs, 4 earned. no strikeouts and 7 walks on the season. For Dorian, 0-1 with an ERA of 9.82. One of the few left-handers the Quakers have coming out of their bullpen, and now he's got to put out a huge fire again here in the 8th inning. This will be the 9th hitter for the Grizzlies in the inning, and they still have the bases loaded. Nicholson doubled back in the 3rd. That is his lone base hit. Holmes will get the sign now from Krumloff as we'll go righty against lefty. The pitch on the way is up high for a ball. Talking a little bit here in the press box just how dark things are getting, and again, you're really getting late in this one. No lights here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. Here's the 1-0 pitch on the way. It's in there for strike 1. I'm not sure you're going to get to the bottom of the 9th inning in the pace of this game right now. We still have to go bottom 8, top 9, back to bottom 9. The stretch by Holmes and the pitch on the way, and that's in there for a strike. Good pitch that time by Holmes. This is the first time tonight that the Grizzlies have sent 9 hitters to the plate. Holmes will get the sign. Here's the left-hander's pitch on the way. Got him looking. Boy, that's a tough call right there against Nicholson. But he is caught looking for the 3rd out. Quakers give up 3 runs. We will head to the bottom half of inning number 8 on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Quakers down 11-3.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
We'd like you to know why public power is important to you. In small towns and cities across America, locally owned public power systems like ours represent local people working together to meet local needs. Our only purpose is to provide an essential service at the lowest possible cost. This makes a big difference in rates and service, and all the benefits we produce at home stay at home. Richmond Power and Light, your locally owned electric utility. Together, we make powerful partners. We head to the bottom half of inning number 8. Dopp, Krumloff, and Shake all due up. Dopp struck out in the 2nd inning, walked in the 4th, struck out in the 6th inning. Earlham 8 runs down. They have a long way to go in this one, and Castor back in. They still, speaking of the Grizzlies, have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen, but they'll give Castor a chance to work again here in the 8th. Castor set to throw in his pitch in there for a strike, and he got plenty of rest in the top half of this inning. 9 strikeouts by the right-hander out of Indianapolis. Hit foul. And he jumps on top of Dopp quickly. No balls and 2 strikes. Here's the stretch again by Castor, and the pitch on the way is a breaking ball. 1-2. One ball, 2 strikes. Castor into the stretch. And the pitch on the way, and that one bounces in front of miss. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Castor once again set to throw the break-even pitch. That one is hit well down the line, but foul. Good rip that time by Dopp. There have been many games this year that Dopp has not gotten a base hit, 24 hits, and that leads the team. Again, a .444 batting average. He also is right up there in at-bats this year, plate appearances as well, and his slugging percentage at .611 coming into this one. Break-even pitch again, swing and a miss. That pitch low in the zone. 10 strikeouts now by Castor. And there's one away here in the 8th. Here's Krumloff.
Stepping up to the plate, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Krumloff walked in the 2nd, walked in the 4th, flew out in the 6th inning. Castor set to throw, in the right-hander's fastball popped him up to the right side. Podko giving it a look, and that'll go out of play. Castor gets the sign from Miz. Here's the pitch. Grounded to the left side. The third baseman freed. And a low throw goes wide at first base. And Krumloff will be on. That'll be a throwing error on Freed. And the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Well, maybe as dark as it is, Freed didn't know where first base was. Threw it in the vicinity, hoping somebody would catch it. We'll have a change here now for the Quakers. Corey Arnold.
At bat for your Quakers, number 18, Corey Arnold.
Arnold will pinch hit. He's out of Hamilton, Ohio. Arnold steps in, and the first pitch he'll see is up high for a ball. Arnold making just his 4th plate appearance, looking for his first base hit, and takes that pitch up high. 2 balls and no strikes. The stretch by Castor and a swing and a miss. One away here in the bottom of inning number 8. Quakers down by 8 runs. Castor with the sign and the pitch, and it's up high, 3-1. I mentioned there is a right-hander throwing in the Grizzly bullpen. That'll be Nate Stonebreaker. Here's your 3-1 pitch, and it's up high for ball 4. Runners at first and second, and here is Bach. This may be it, though, for Castor. Stonebreaker was warming up in the last inning as well. And I think that's going to do it for Castor, and he had a pretty good day. So Castor's done. We have a pitching change coming up for the Grizzlies. We'll tell you about the new pitcher coming up in a moment. This is Quaker Baseball on Radio Troy Digital Sports. It takes a lot of pieces working together to run a successful business in today's world. One big piece is your connectivity, powered by your internet. For local businesses in Richmond, you have options for who provides your internet. When deciding who to go with, you need to look at Parallax Systems, fiber optic packaging for your benefit. Speed, reliability, and local service, you get it all with Parallax Systems, a division of RP&L. Visit online at parallax.ws or call 962-3770.
There's only one place to go on the World Wide Web to find the best automotive deals. Wetzelauto.com. One of the area's largest inventories all in one spot. Wetzelauto.com. Here for you 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Wetzelauto.com. New and used vehicles, service, parts, body shop, and rental. Plus, value your trade. It's easy to navigate. It's convenient. Wetzelauto.com. It's clickin' awesome.
For over 30 years, Reynolds Plumbing has been keeping the Richmond-Wayne County area running. Whether on commercial properties, restaurants, or residential, they've done quality plumbing, heating, and air work for thousands of customers. It's not just about the quality work, it's also about customer service. It's about attention to details and making absolutely sure you are 100% satisfied. If that's the kind of experience you want in your next plumbing or HVAC job, then Reynolds Plumbing has you covered. Give them a call at 966-0994.
Mentioned Nate Stonebreaker making his 8th appearance, 10 in the 3rd innings, 13 hits, 13 runs, 11 earned, 6 strikeouts, 9 walks. He's 1-1 on the year with an ERA of 9.58. And he will step in as Ian Bach will come to the plate. 10 strikeouts by the starter, Mitchell Castor.
At bat number 14, Ian Buck.
Chance to get his 4th win of the year. Bach walked and scored one of the 2 runs in the 7th inning. As Stonebreaker will inherit runners at first and second. Stretched by the right-hander, and the pitch is on the way, and it's up high for a ball. We are getting close now to the 3-hour mark. Game that started at 4:17. 4 more minutes. We'll definitely get to 3. Kendall Baker on deck looking for his first base hit. Stonebreaker's next pitch is hit well into left field. That's going to be a base hit. Wright able to come quickly with the baseball as he gets it back in the infield. And the base is loaded now for the Quakers. Bach will pick up his first hit. And that'll bring up Baker.
At bat number 1, Kendall Baker.
Baker 0 for 3, a couple of strikeouts. First time the Quakers have had the bases loaded, though they've had runners in scoring position quite often. Here's the pitch on the way, hit foul. Good cut by Kendall. Quakers now with 6 hits. The stretch again by Stonebreaker, and the pitch low and outside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Stonebreaker with the sign from Miz. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss. Big cut by Kendall. Not as much velocity on the fastball by Stonebreaker as what we saw with Castor. Kendall now behind at 1-2. The stretch and the delivery on the way. This one is lifted into left field. That's going to fall in for a base hit. And nowhere to go with the baseball for Wright in left field as the runners will advance. And the Quakers get a run. Kendall Baker picking up the RBI base hit. And the Quakers now down in this one 11-4. Bases remain loaded.
At bat for your Quakers, number 20, Matt Barger.
Here's Matt Barger. Barger singled in the 7th. Barger now 1 for 4. Stretch by Stonebreaker. Here's the pitch and a fastball high and inside. Arnold down at third. Bach at second. Baker's at first base. Here's the pitch. Right down the middle for a strike. I think Barger thought that pitch might have been high. Count is even at 1 ball and 1 strike. Stonebreaker once again will come set. Here's the pitch, and boy, that one just slips out of his hand, but once it hits the backstop area, it bounces pretty much back to Miz, no advancement. 2 balls and a strike. Again, there's not a whole lot of room behind home plate in the backstop area. The old McBride Stadium, that would have easily scored 1, perhaps 2 runs. Now the Grizzlies have a right-hander throwing in their bullpen again. Stonebreaker again with a pitch. Grounded to the left side. Freed will field. Throws down to second. Gets one there. The relay to first. Not in time. And it gets by Podkol. And now a play at the plate. Not in time as Bach will score. So the Quakers, a productive half inning to this point. Kendall Baker, by the way, is out number 2.
At bat number 26, Alec Bryan.
Here is Alec Bryan. So Bryan will be hitting right here. And the Quakers now down in this one 11-6 with 2 outs. And now a runner down at first base. Here is Bryan, Alec Bryan. He'll be hitting in the place of Nate Lynch in the number 2 hole. The pitch on the way, and this is bounced back up the middle. The second baseman, Clark, can't get to it as it gets through. Advancing to third will be Barger, and now the Quakers have runners at first and third. So Bryan with a base hit. Here is the number 3 hitter now. This will be Anthony Morgan. Morgan hitting for Laird.
Also pinch hitting for your Quakers, number 12, Anthony Morgan.
So now the Quakers runners at first and third. Morgan will step to the plate. The stretch by Stonebreaker. And he'll throw to first. Morgan making just his 3rd plate appearance on the year. And looking for his first base hit. Here's the stretch by Stonebreaker, and the pitch on the way is high and outside for a ball. Quakers have now sent 8 hitters to the plate. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, they've scored 3 runs. It's now 11-6. Again, Stonebreaker gets the sign. Here's the stretch and the pitch on the way. It's in there for a strike. Franklin had a 9-1 lead against Hanover. Hanover came back and scored 6 runs in the 7th before the Grizzlies eventually won that contest 9-8. The pitch on the way is hit foul. Another good cut by Morgan. One ball, 2 strikes now to Morgan. He's hitting for Brennan Laird. The pitch on the way is a breaking ball, ripped foul down the right side. And we'll stay at 1-2. Barger at third, Bryan at first. Quakers trying to add to their 3 runs. The pitch by Stonebreaker is outside. And the count is even at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Still a right-hander throwing in the Grizzly bullpen. The stretch by Stonebreaker. The runner at first takes off. The pitch is low and outside. No throw down to second, so Bryan will take second base. So now the Quakers have runners at second and third. 2 away, 3 balls, 2 strikes now to Morgan. The stretch by Stonebreaker. The payoff pitch on the way, hit foul. That'll make the pond. So we'll get another fresh supply of baseballs. So we will stay at 3-2 with 2 away. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Barger at third, Bryan at second. Stonebreaker's pitch hit foul. Another good cut by Morgan as he stays alive, and that pitch low and inside. And left-handers like that pitch. It's low in the strike zone. Stonebreaker, long look at Miz. Here's the stretch by the right-hander, and the pitch on the way, grounded toward Claycamp. The shortstop will field and throw and get the final out of the inning. But the Quakers pick up 3. We will head to inning number 9. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Franklin 11, Earlham 6. This is Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
It's game time. The Sportsplex is now open. Get your teams together and come out for basketball, volleyball, soccer, tennis, golf, batting cages, wrestling, and much, much more. The Sportsplex also offers court rentals for your entire team to play a pickup game or to hold practices. Use our turf fields for multiple sports, including flag football, baseball fielding, and rugby. Sportsplex is open 7 days a week. Check out FamilyFitnessWorks.com for more information and current hours, or call 765-935-0111.
Hello, my name is Kyle Schwarzkopf. I'm the manager of Kyle's National Road Auto and business in Richmond since 1979. We employ ASE certified technicians, and we have over 80 years of experience. We work on all domestics and most European and Japanese cars. Give us a call at 966-1555. Kyle's National Road Auto Service. My name is Kyle Schwarzkopf, and I approve this message.
We will head now to the 9th inning. By the way, Morgan takes over at short. Baker moves from right field to center field, and Bryan will take over in right field.
Leading off the top of the 9th inning for the Franklin Grizzlies,
leading things off will be Alex Miz. Miz, 3 base hits. He's scored 3 runs. He'll be facing Holmes for the first time. And the pitch by the left-hander is high and outside, 1-0. Three runs by Franklin in the top of the 8th. Quakers came back with 3 more in the bottom half. Second pitch inside, 2 balls, no strikes. Here's the 2-0. Outside, 2-1. The 2-1 delivery on the way is that. Boy, that caught the outside corner, 2-2. That pitch looked like it was outside. Holmes will take it, and we're even at 2 balls. Nope, they're going to say 3-1. And that pitch caught the corner. So 3 balls, 2 strikes. Now to Miz. The pitch by Holmes on the way. Got him looking. So 1 away here in the 9th inning. Nice pitch by Holmes. And that'll bring up Smith.
With 1 out,
Jared Smith now making his 6th plate appearance. Doubled back in the 6th inning. He has 2 hits to his credit. Holmes will have to work quick as that pitch way outside, 1-0. Still a right-hander throwing for the Grizzlies in their bullpen. The 1-0 pitch. In there for strike 1. Grizzlies 11 runs, 14 hits. That pitch in there for a called strike, 1-2. It has not been really an easy inning any time for this Quaker pitching staff, as that pitch missing low and inside. You'd have to go way back to perhaps the first 2 innings, but still the Grizzlies got 3 hits in those first 2 innings. That one is foul tipped, held on by Krumloff, and 2 straight strikeouts to start the 9th inning, and that'll bring up now Claycamp.
With 2 away, at bat number 7, Sam Claycamp.
The pitch by Holmes, a swing and a miss. 2 doubles by Claycamp. This is his first look at the left-hander Holmes. Breaking pitch low and inside. 1 ball, 1 strike. Quakers will be looking at the 4, 5, and 6 hitters in their order in the bottom of the 9th inning. 2 balls and a strike. Holmes working quick. Here's the pitch. Popped him up to the right side. Right fielder Bryan going over, and he will run out of room. Two and two now to Claycamp. Right now the Quakers will need 5 in the bottom of the 9th inning. Keep this one going. Here's the pitch on the way. Chopped foul, left side. The break-even pitch on the way. This one will be hit to the right side again. Bryan coming over, sliding and making the catch for the final out of the inning. Great catch that time by the right fielder Bryan, and we will head to the bottom of the 9th. On the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard, Quakers trail this one 11-6.
Summit Computers in Richmond is a full-service computer manufacturing and support company founded in 1997. They partner with businesses and individuals to provide computer systems, hardware, service, support, and design services. They also provide web hosting, high-speed wireless internet, network design, and much, much more. Summit Computers, the official provider of RadioTroy.com. At Richmond Power & Light, we're committed to Richmond. We've been a part of this community for over 114 years. We're not part of some big energy conglomerate, and we don't answer to out-of-town stockholders. Instead, we are accountable to you. And just like you, we want what's best for our hometown. That means you can count on us to provide reliable electricity at low rates. We are Richmond Power & Light, your hometown electric utility, building Richmond a better tomorrow.
A new pitcher now for the Grizzlies. We will see a right-hander in Franklin or Christian Sullivan,
Now pitching number 35,
junior out of
Christian
Schererville, Indiana. And looks like for Sullivan, this is his first appearance out of the 2017 season. And the Quakers scheduled Elkis, Dopp, and Krumloff here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Quakers end up losing this one. They'll fall to 3-2 in the HCAC. It'll only be their second loss of the season here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium. So Elkis will step up first. He is 0 for 4, including 3 strikeouts.
Leading off the bottom of the 9th for your Quakers, number 19, Eric Elkis.
So Sullivan will try to finish this one out. No save opportunity here. Just a chance to get an inning in and close this thing out and think about the doubleheader tomorrow. And again, the way things are turning out now, a game that well past the 3-hour mark. It'll be a very short turnaround time by the time that players get out of here and get back tomorrow for BP. Sullivan ready to go to work against Elkis. And the first pitch on the way, swing and a miss. Sullivan gets the sign, the leg kick, and the pitch. Hit foul. So Eric quickly behind it, no balls and 2 strikes. Here's the 0-2 pitch on the way. Another one hit foul. And we'll stay at 0-2.
The 0-2 delivery on the way. Breaking pitch. Swung on and missed. It'll be a strikeout throwout, and Elkis will strike out for the 4th time, and there's one away. That'll bring up now Danny Dopp. Dopp has struck out 3 times. Sullivan with the leg kick and the pitch. Overthrows that one and bounced it in the turf. 1-0. The 1-0 pitch is hit foul. Late swing that time by Dopp. And that'll even the count of 1-1 strike. Quakers have to regroup and get ready for tomorrow. Probably see the ace of the staff at some point tomorrow as that pitch is in there for a strike. And Dopp quickly behind at 1-2. Here's the 1-2 pitch on the way to breaking ball off the end of the bat foul. Sullivan continues to stay in his brief appearance here ahead of the hitters. This one is a slow chopper to the left side. They'll have to hurry, and Freed can't make the play. Dopp will get the infield base hit. And the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom of the 9th inning.
Up to bat for the Quakers, number 5, Cody Krumloff.
Here's Krumloff. Cody, a couple of walks, a run scored. Did reach on an error his last time up. So the Quakers have a man on here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Stretched by Sullivan. And the pitch on the way is in there for a called strike. Dopp will get a short lead down at first. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way to the plate is outside. Evens the count at 1-1 strike. Again, 1 away here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Quakers need 5 to keep it going. Sullivan again with the pitch. In there for a strike. And Krumloff behind at 1-2. See if Cody can make contact right here, get on base. The stretch, the delivery, there's a breaking ball, and that'll be a foul ball. And we'll stay at 1 ball, 2 strikes. Quakers will again have to find some pitching tomorrow. Here's your 1-2 pitch way outside, 2-2. Question is, who will go tomorrow? Walter Talcott still not available. We saw Kyle Gorman in midweek. Probably Jordan Christian will get the baseball in one of those 2 games. Maybe even Colin Greavy will start tomorrow would be my guess. Couple of freshmen. The stretch again by Sullivan. And the 2-2 pitch, way outside, 3-2. Three balls, 2 strikes. Now to Cody Krumloff. One of several different players we may see, at least pitching-wise, for the Grizzlies tomorrow as well. Here's the payoff pitch, grounded to the right side. That's going to be a tough play for the second baseman, Clark. Able to knock it down, but Cody Krumloff with an infield base hit. And the Quakers have runners at first and second. Here's Arnold. Arnold walked and scored one of those 3 runs in the 8th inning. I would imagine tomorrow we'll probably see Jordan Clark
in one of the two games tomorrow, and probably the other one would be Jacob McMain, as Sullivan will get a new baseball. At least that would be my guess in the doubleheader tomorrow beginning at noon. So Arnold steps in. He'll get his first look at Sullivan here in the ninth inning. Runners at first and second. The stretch again by the right-hander as he checks the runner at second base and misses badly outside, 1-0. Boy, coaches, that'll drive you nuts. You're in the ninth inning trying to put it away, and all you want your guy to do is throw strikes. Sullivan, a long look at Miz. Here's the stretch. And the pitch on the way, swing and a miss. The advantage, I would imagine, though Sullivan has not thrown this year, as that players like Arnold have not seen a whole lot of plate appearances, and neither has Ian Bach. So maybe it all evens out with the lack of innings pitched by Sullivan. But nonetheless, you got to get some outs right here if you're Sullivan. Here's the 1-1 pitch on the way, swing and a miss. One ball and two strikes. Arnold hitting in the number 7 spot. He replaced Isaiah Shake. Sullivan again will come set. Here's the leg kick and the pitch, and got him swinging. So 2 away here in the ninth inning. And the Quakers down to their final out.
With 2 outs now batting number 14, Ian Bach.
Here's Ian Bach. Time called as Sullivan will look back at second base. That's where Danny Dopp is. Krumloff again down at first. Here's the stretch once again by Sullivan. And the pitch on the way is a fastball up high, 1-0. Sullivan again gets the sign from Miz. Here's the stretch. And the right-hander comes set. And the pitch on the way to the plate is up high, 2-0. Time will be called once again as Bach will step away. Sullivan trying to get the final out here in the bottom of the ninth inning. Franklin trying to pick up their 12th win on the year. More importantly, their 4th win in the conference. Ground ball left side. Freed will just step on the bag, and that will do it. Final score here at Randall R. Sadler Stadium as the Quakers lose here tonight on the Wesley Bates Wealth Management scoreboard. Franklin 11, Earlham 6. We'll come back and wrap it up in a moment. This is Quaker Baseball and Radio Troy Digital Sports.
Getting a lucky break rocks, but no one can be lucky all the time. Which is why when it comes to your insurance coverage, luck should have nothing to do with it. So talk to Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, the company that believes great coverage starts with care. A cost-free consultation offered to anyone, Farm Bureau client or not, that allows agents to get to know you better so they can help you prepare better. Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance. Stop knocking on wood.
Questions about your coverage in Wayne County? Call 765-962-9548 and ask for me, Kevin Shearer.
For Franklin, 11 runs, 14 hits, 3 errors. The Quakers, 6 runs, 8 hits, and 3 errors. As the Quakers drop this one here tonight, they're now 8-6 overall, 3-2 in the conference. Franklin now 12-6 overall, 4-1 in conference play. Doubleheader tomorrow. We'll be on the air at around 11:45. First pitch at noon for Game 1. Second game around 3:30, 3:45 tomorrow afternoon. Game that took 3 hours and 20 minutes. Grizzlies get the win, 11-6. Thanks for being with us. This has been Quaker Baseball, Radio Troy Digital Sports.